Kyle went to go pee real quick, so don't go yet.
Or do it.
It's been made.
How long have we been shooting for? Okay. So I see go, which tells me that we are live from everywhere.
All right, yeah.
Welcome to D&D Tonight After Hours. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Bradley. With me are my fabulous guests, some returning faces, and some new people. We're going to go ahead and introduce the people here. You can go ahead and shout out your tags and whatnot if you want to follow them on the socials. To what is my left, but what could be very well be something different for you watching at home, is Lumen.
Hi, everybody. Do you want me to just introduce? How do you want me to introduce myself here?
Go ahead and say your name, any socials, and what you'll be bringing to the table today. Just race and class.
Okay. My name is Lumen. My handle's down there on the very bottom. It's Lumen Embera. It's all around. I've made it unified because I'm smart. My character is named Eros. He is a changeling artificer.
Next up, we have Mr. Mike.
Hello, I'm Mike, or you can call me Windy Lindy, which is where you can find me on any kind of social media. I'm new here, and my character is Hogan Taint Von John. He is a halfling barbarian.
The third.
Next up, we have Mr. Kyle.
Hello, my name is Kyle. I'll be playing Caster, the Kenku Warlock, and you can find me on Twitter at lameork, O-R-K, or twitch.tv/LAMORK, without the E, Lamork.
And finally, you know him as the man who, if 4th edition was a person, this is what he'd look like. Adam.
I will be playing Roderick Fairseas. He's a human thief. Subclass rogue. I don't know, assassin, whatever. Point is, you can't find me anywhere because I don't have any social media.
The man is off the grid. This is the beginning of After Hours. This is going to be a uncensored, hard-hitting, high-risk, high-reward, self-contained story. So if you don't watch this episode and you pick up episode 2, you're not going to be lost because all the story that's going to be said today is going to be finished by the end of it. That's pretty much all I've got to say on the matter. I feel like we should introduce everyone at the Clifftop Adventurers Guild in Sharn in Eberron. Before we get to that, actually, real quick, thank you. Mr. Adam on feedback. Check chat.
What's up?
We're getting feedback on your end. There you go. Real quick, wanted to say thank you, Corporate Streams, for sponsoring us and getting this all up and running for our first adventure here. And we go to the City of Towers, Sharn, and Eberron, atop the Clifftop Adventurers Guild. You are all gathered together here and placed in the general job hall where a single job has been placed currently. All 4 of you are together and know each other by simple association. You haven't really had long discussions, but you're all members, and by that virtue, you all have met, and you have, you know who each other are by reputation, if nothing else. The Clifftop Commissioner is a man by the name of Galtier Susamonte, and he kind of sits behind a wall of enchanted, kind of almost like a bank teller wall with enchanted glass built to withstand the power of a 5th level fireball. You guys can walk up to him and he can kind of explain what the job is.
Could you remind me his name? Sorry.
His name is Gauntier Susamonte. He's the Clifftop Commissioner. You can call him the Commissioner Susamonte.
Okay. I'll walk up to him. Commissioner, sir, I see that you have a job for us. Could you give us the details, please?
Give us the details, please.
It would be my pleasure. So, you are to be transporting yourselves to a place called Thurimbar in the country of Zelargo. It's a gnomish country, a place where high magic and wizardry takes a place. It's also full of scheming Zelargo gnomes. You should be wary on your travels. You are being commissioned for a protection racket. The target in question is going to be going over the more specifics. All I understand is that he's worried of attackers coming to his home. We are sending you out. Initially, we were going to take you by lightning rail, but the person on this has asked for an express job, and we have pulled some strings with House Lyrander. And as a result, you are going to be taking airship. No faster way to travel in all of Kober. He presses a button and a small door opens up on the other side. He walks out. He says, "We are going to be presenting you with these." He presents 4 gorgeous, what looks to be almost brooches that he affixed to each of you. This signifies that you are members of the Clifftop Adventurers Guild. Now, this is not only good for 5% off anywhere within Sharn's district that is adhering to the discount program that we allow, but it offers 2 very interesting things for you. People will signify you as an adventurers guild and will be able to solicit you personally for any goods and services that you can render unto them. Secondly, they act as magical entombments. An hour after your pulse or life force essence is detected to be gone, it will magically teleport you down to the vaults of the Clifftop Adventurers Guild, where you will be entombed with all of your belongings. As per the contracts that you have all signed, all of your golds, magical items, and any other things of value will belong to the Clifftop Adventurers Guild unless it's signified to go directly to kin and paid for the transportation services. Now, if you if anything is taken off of your person, we also get the identity of the person who took it and can send other adventurers to go and get the material. So if you, sir, and he points over to Roderick, you, sir, if you go down in a fight, and this gentleman here, Eros, goes and takes a few gold pieces off of you, depending if it is under 50 gold, we would ask him politely to return it to us. If it is in excess of that amount, we will not ask. We will send both Mr. Castor and Mr. Taint to go and find you. He looks down at his pad. He's like, "Mr. Hogan, I apologize."
Yeah, either one works for me.
Commissioner. Who you said House Lyrander is holding the airship for us, right?
Correct.
Who is on board?
Currently on board is Captain. It is a captain by the name of Kirmos.
Above the table, Brad. Would I know who that is, or can I roll a history on that?
Go ahead and make a history check. Let's see if you know who Kirmos Lyrander is.
Sweet. Let's do this. Come on, baby.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
In 11, 13.
13. You are familiar. So first and foremost, for everyone's knowledge, the Mark of Lyrander is basically it is a mark that is held specifically by, I think the only people that are allowed to have it are people from the Lyrander family who are all exclusively half-elves. House Lyrander basically binds elementals and uses their essence to power their airships to travel to and fro places. Kirmos is a gentleman who you have heard of because you have to be in the bloodline of Lyrander in order to be able to have their mark. So Kirmos is known as a captain of Lyrander. He's usually making delivery places. He is known by the Lyrander family to be the only person crazy enough to go into what is called the Mournland. And at this point, you are all going to have common knowledge of this. The Mournland is a place called Seer. Seer was the epicenter of a magical and devastating, long-lasting magical incident which took out the entire kingdom of Seer. Before that point, there were several nations that were at war, and because of what had happened to Seer spontaneously about 6 years back, the war completely stopped because no one would take ownership of what had happened. So a tentative truce has been placed. The last war is over. Kind of. A lot of people hold varying grudges, and everyone has been involved in one way or another in this war. But the Mournland is still very much cursed. The only people that are said to live there are the insane, the cursed, some war forges. It is a devastating place, and no one should sail through it. Kirmos is the only person who's been said to be crazy enough to risk going through there if it's necessary.
Commissioner, I'm glad. That makes me happy to hear that the Captain Kirmos is still about and about. I'm excited to work with this man once again.
He was excited to take out the money from the contact. Your travel has been expedited, but there is a necessity that everyone be on the same page. If you have any questions about your mission that I am able to answer, I will be happy to do so at this time.
Yes.
Mr. Hogan.
Do you know anything about the people we might get to kill?
I know only this. The gnomish country of Zelargo is apparently policed by a secret police known as the Trust. Now, supposedly, it is fairly straightforward to allow someone to scheme against another gnome and, for example, steal a jewel mine, as long as it is done above board. Should you endeavor to break any of those laws through outright theft or violence, the Trust assassinates you. With no warning, no public arrest, they will come into your house and they will slit your throat. So, what does this tell us about their contract? Not much. Our contact is a man who, by all accounts, is a simple magical instrument tuner. And if he did not feel safe enough in the hands of the Trust, that means that the situation is possibly more complicated. He is going to be commissioning out your fee, and I would use this, and he kind of looks around at all of you, to your advantage in negotiation. Surely, people in Zelargo should feel as though they can trust their trust to at least keep them safe. The fact that this man has reached out is peculiar, but then again, it could just be extra security.
I see. Interesting. I'm gonna look over to Castor. Hey, Bird. What do you think about when you hear gnomes?
Just start shaking my head.
I completely understand, Bird. After the while that conversation's happening, I'm going to go ahead and just pull out my pistol and on the chainmail and just start infusing both the pistol and the chain shirt that I have.
Okay. Is there anything else that we can acquiesce for you or help you with before your journey begins?
No, I think I'm ready to go.
I'm good to go.
I got my stuff.
Then you should be off. And they, with a wave of Gontir's hand, Gontir is a long brown-haired individual, a human. And as he waves his hand, each of your badges light up with a blue arcane glow with symbols that begin to light up as well. It's like, I wish you good fortune in your travels, especially if you are unsuccessful.
That would be the case, Commissioner.
Each of you are then leave to go to the basically the airport within Sharn. Your particular ship is called the Stargazer. As it kind of lowers down, you can see a red ring of energy that pulses around the entirety of this flying ship as it lowers down into the docking area. Ropes are thrown to tie it to base, and it is basically moored at this station. Standing abroad, everything shouting out orders is an elf, who is a half elf with kind of this auburn-looking hair. Basic halfway between elf and human sharp ears. dressed in basically green and gold finery, basically telling people to make sure that they've directed to port. And you can clearly see the mark of the House Lyrander, the mark of the storm, active this entire time, keeping the airship where it is. He approaches to meet all four of you. He's like, "You're the guild members, yes?"
Yep.
Excellent. Which one of you is Eros?
That be I. Good to see you, friend.
Eros. Heard a lot about you. Heard a lot about someone in the family who you used to work with.
Yes.
Terrible what happened to him, but we're happy to have you aboard.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate working on your fine vessel. It's been a while since I've been the Stargazer. How is she faring?
The elemental keeps giving us trouble. It gets antsy once in a while, and we have now 3 times had to re-enchant the means in which we have bind this creature to the vessel. One time I was told we had to completely let it out and then rebind it, and I said that's a bad idea. Elementals loose are just going to cause a lot of fire in a lot of places. People think they know how to fly my ship better than I do.
This is true. If you need an extra engineer on hand to do it, and I pull a glow into my hands, let me help you here. I did a lot of work with mine as well as my captain. Learned from the best.
He turns over. He says, "Hey Simmons, this man has unrestricted access to the binding chamber. Make sure that if he needs anything to help us with our engine trouble, that he gets it." The man kind of says, "Aye, Captain." Continues to move about, stringing a large amount of rope behind him.
I take a little bow. Thank you, Captain.
My pleasure. Kirmos then kind of eyes up Hogan. "So, if you don't mind me asking, sir, where are you from?"
Close City. Been there just about my whole life.
Is that right?
Don't really remember a time not being there. So,
do you have any associations with other halfling groups?
Just halflings, yeah, mostly halflings. But I got my local group, my family. The family.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I mean, I like to keep to myself. Thank you.
All right. Just making sure that we don't have any of the Boromar clan up on here. They run wild in Sharn, and seeing as though, you can't be too careful these days. You look like an enforcer. You're built like one. Look at you.
Well, I've been built right.
He goes over to the Kenku and says, "Can he understand what I'm saying?"
Yes, Captain.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, well, welcome aboard the Stargazer. I don't have a lot of experience with Kenkus. Anything I should know?
He only repeats.
Only repeats.
Well, that seems right then. He goes over to
Thanks.
He goes over to Roderick. Says, "Welcome aboard."
Greetings and salutations.
We did not get briefed on many of the people that come on here. I know Eros from some house connections, and I know everything about halflings I need to from pirates that have hit my ship before. Don't know anything about Kenkus. Anything I should know about you?
No, I mean I've done my fair share of sailing, but it's not been on an airship, so
Let's see if
this
we
should
can
be
get.
interesting.
We'll see if we can teach you a thing or two. Yes, Eros.
I will say, Captain, the Kenku perfectly repeats, so if there's anybody you do not trust on board, maybe might have him stand next to them. Who knows what you might hear.
If there was anyone I didn't trust on this ship, they would no longer be on this ship, and I'd wait until we're at the apex of our flight to deal with that problem.
Fair enough. You never know.
Never
Now,
know.
there is one small hitch. I'd like to speak with you below deck if we can discuss it. I'd rather not do it openly in front of everyone.
Aye.
He takes you down below decks down a couple decks actually into a cargo hold, and he says, "There's a small hitch. I took this because the pay was pretty good, but I did it with a small understanding between myself and the cliff top that we would not be stopping in Thurimbar. Our travel takes us directly Sharn to Zolenberg. And Thurimbar is roughly around that way, but we don't have the time nor the means to stop there completely. So we're going to be dropping you in.
And what would you provide us from the drop?
He pulls out 4 belts. It's like, these are enchanted with featherfall. They're essentially better than our modern day parachutes. You will be able to glide safely down, but you'll be doing it from quite a height. And we will we'll be getting as close to the city as we can. Just wanted to make sure you knew about it before getting pushed off the side of a ship, which we will not be doing.
That's fair, Captain. Working on the boats, you know how it is. We all have to drop at some point. So I'm fine with this. The bird has wings, and I'm sure it's used to flying, I think. I don't know.
He doesn't seem to agree with you, sir.
Fucking shitballs. We're fucked.
Well, there's that, Captain.
The bird can't fly? That's unfortunate. Well, I assure you these are tried and tested. You can even do so from the top of the elemental ring of our ship if you wish to test their enchantment enough.
If you're allowing us to climb all over the ship, Captain, I will happily take it.
Consider yourselves having free reign. I'm going to go ahead and give all final orders to cast off once our cargo is on. Be sure that, be sure you have everything you need. You're probably not going to be seeing Sharn for some time.
Fair enough. I think, is there, as far as your crew, Captain, are there any individuals who are skilled in cooking, brewing, anyone of a artificer's type, someone I can learn more skills from?
We know a few mage rights about the ship. You might want to. Let me see if I can get you a name of someone. I'll send them over to your lodgings. We should actually be there within the half day or so. But if you're looking to speak with anyone on artificer needs, may I suggest our half orc goes by the name Shump.
Shump.
Yeah. No surname.
Is he also part of the group that works with the elemental?
No. The elemental is it's purely controlled by myself, but the holding of the arcanic means which hold this elemental, that is indeed Shump's area of expertise.
Perfect. I will take a look and see what seems to be having the problem with your elemental.
I appreciate it. It is less than an hour before the ropes are drawn back onto the ship, and Kirmos once again binds the elemental, and he begins sailing off with Sharn pulling away from you. Sharn has massive towers, mile high, in fact, and you have to get above those in order to move past and out into the sky. And as you do, the sight is just spectacular. An entire place filled with glittering lights of arcane energy touching the sky, and people moving about their daily lives on other magical barges and active teleportation circles, moving people to and from the city. You begin your journey out towards Zalargo. Is there anyone? Go ahead.
Before I take a look over, I'm going to go over to the captain and say, Sir, as a favor of good faith, I know you haven't had it in a while, but here's a flask of storm brew.
He
You liked it. I know you wanted it. I deliver for you.
Thank you, sir. Takes a small pull of it as he kind of looks over the deck. He says, I'm wondering what you're able to find out with Shump. If we can get your eye on something that we haven't seen, let us know.
I'll take a look.
Also, he kind of like grabs your arm. He says, I knew the captain you sailed with, and he's family. Gotta be. Shows up as Mark again. Should your party ever need transportation, I would ask that you, if the Stargazer is able to accommodate, ask a mage right to send a sending spell to me, and we'll see if we can oblige you.
I will happily take that when needed. And I lift up my sleeve and just have the mark kind of come over the skin.
That's not functional, is it?
It does what it needs to do, Captain.
Understood. Hogan, there is something that you notice while on this ship. First, make a perception check for me.
12 plus perception. That is a 13, my friend.
13. People seem to be moving around a piece of cargo that was not brought down into the cargo hold. It's just kind of stuck in the middle of this area. It is sheen, from what you can tell, totally black in color, almost obsidian glass-like, with handles on the edge. You don't recall it being placed onto the ship, but you notice that everyone's kind of moving about it as you just kind of stand on the top deck.
Weird. I remember that.
Is there anything you'd like to do?
Is there anyone in the immediate proximity that I've spoken with?
Yeah, I'd say that there's
like within like 15, 20 feet, even just like I'm not asking them. Some of them on speaking terms with.
Sure. You encountered a sailor, kind of an older, grizzled guy.
Hey, was that always on there?
That's that's cargo meant to be dropped off over at our intended destination, but no one can move the thing. It was took a telekinetic spell from a wizard to load it on. Supposedly, someone's going to be on the other side there, taking it and moving it out, but we can't push it worth an inch. Had a whole test of men try to do it.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to just take a stab at it, just because, you know.
There is an ever so slight. Make an insight check real quick.
Oh shit! Okay.
All the wisdom rolls tonight. All the wisdom rolls.
That is a 12 on my insight.
There's ever the quickest look of looking you up and down a little bit. He's like, "Aye, if you can manage it."
All right. Well, let's go give this a go. I just try to lift it just enough to scoot it like an inch or two. Just try to really get budge.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Athletics. How you liking these metal dice?
Ooh, they sound hefty.
Got them for Christmas here too. That is nice. 17 plus 2. That is 19 athletics.
You are able to take the bars that are affixed on the other side of this thing, and you're able to scoot it all the way to the stair area. It seems frictionless itself, but it's just really, really heavy. You're able to move past it, and kind of some people are on looking, including Roderick and Castor. You both see that this halfling of about 3 feet tall plus just pushing this thing with ease in one succinct motion across the deck until he gets to the stairs.
I never doubted the strength of his taint.
I'm gonna do just a small little clap with my feathers.
I want to go back to the guy that was like, yeah, nobody can move it. What kind of people you hiring on this ship?
You're the taint!
He kind of looks, he's like, "Sir, we had 5 people pulling that. I don't know how you managed to do it, but..."
I'm only half a people. Jesus.
He's like, "I was wrong on you. I was wrong about you, sir, and I apologize."
That's all right. Happens to the best of us.
He puts a rope over his legs. He's like, "Step lightly," kind of moves on. If there's anything that anyone else would like to do on ship, let me know. Otherwise, we can speed right to our destination, baby.
Castor's just looking over the side of the ship and just kind of doing a little over the side with his feathers. That's it.
I'm gonna go meet up with Shump.
Okay. Shump is deep in the hold next to what you can only assume is the bound elemental. It encompasses a large device that holds a single sphere where this elemental is bound to, held in place. Shump, a grayish half-orc, kind of stands up. His hair is all put into a small little man bun on top. He says, "You're the artificer I was hearing about."
This is true. And I hand him part of the flask of the storm brew and be like, take a swig. It's my own brew. From
Thanks.
one artificer to you.
I appreciate it, but right now I'm working. Maybe afterwards. Seemed like takes a small bowl and spits into it. So, you work around ships much?
Worked around them all my life. It's where I've been raised, good sir.
Then you understand how the basic principles of how this thing moves is, right?
Yes, I do.
Great. Well, the problem is that the binding on this thing is very much intact, and if Kirmos won't let have anyone test his prowess with commanding the elemental itself, then it's got to be the device that's having issues. So we're just going through the fine tuning of it and just making sure everything's up to snuff, so to speak.
Have you checked on the elemental itself?
The elemental itself is fire based, and it's we reached a port over in Thrain a while back, and artificer we met there said the entire thing needed to be unbound and then rebound, but he doesn't seem to understand the principle of letting loose a wild elemental. I imagine it's a little irate, but elementals aren't like you and me. They don't have the primary function of doing much besides causing chaos.
Huh. I'm gonna roll an Arcana check.
Go for it.
That is a 17.
17. Excellent.
Damn, I'm good.
So looking about this large device that binds pretty much everything to it, the airship's binding struts and turbines seem to be intact. Most of it is a little bit older, but the parts that would ordinarily give you trouble are still are all replaced, all fine looking. It looks like this place has been worked on pretty succinctly and had parts replaced pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can gather, there is a small issue with a glyph, and this particular glyph is tied to the communication between the elemental itself and the captain who binds it. This glyph is instrumental in letting them know, like having an open dialogue with the captain and the elemental.
Okay. I go over to Shump and say, Shump, were you the one who set up the glyphs, or who's the one who set these up?
Well, I got on here a while back. I wasn't exactly what you would call someone who. I'm not the guy who put them on there, but I'm the one who maintains them.
Interesting. So I go over to the glyph over here and point to him and say, this is your issue. The elemental that you are saying causes chaos. While they're known to do that, they also do communicate with the one who owns and runs the system, i.e. the captain. Seems right here that this weakened. Therefore, whatever your elemental is trying to tell you is not being communicated.
Odd, but I guess that makes sense. Kirmos doesn't like to speak to the elemental itself. Finds that it's an issue with piloting through some more hazardous terrain. Turned it off during the first time we went through the Mordland. I expect reestablishing the connection would probably fix, or at least allow this thing to talk to us. I just don't know if Kirmos is going to want to hear that. Go ahead.
I'll say, do me a favor. Could you grab the captain for me, and I'll wait for you here.
He says, well, that's where we have a secondary problem. I should have checked on this. I'd appreciate it if you could be delicate in how you tell this to the captain. He's a fine man and all. I just want to make sure that, I like working on this ship. I don't know how he's going to take this information.
Here's what I'll do then. I will tell him you fixed it, and I'll just simply show you how to fix it. But I do want to let him know that he is going to be communicating to an elemental within a few seconds.
Understood. I'll go get him then. As he's heading up, Mr. Roderick, would you mind making a perception check for me?
11.
11. There is something you hear about a couple of people are discussing, and the words that you understand are large undead population set up by the Carnith.
Okay.
You can choose to follow up on that if you'd like, but it's just information that you've heard, kind of in hearsay. What it sounds like is that there's a country called Thrain, and they've been sending out soldiers to battle undead.
Any particular reason? Are the undead like attacking cities? Are they incurring somehow, or is it just they have nothing else better to do with their time and they're attacking undead?
From just an 11, you're only able to hear that portion of the conversation, but you can talk to the sailors if you want. One more time.
I will ask for more information.
Okay, going up to the sailors to say, supposedly, just an elf who with kind of a pulled back mohawk and a ponytail says, supposedly Thrain lost a huge settlement called Shadakar during the last war, and a lot of that is done to the fact that the country of Karnath uses their undead as soldiers and marches them in there. To this day, they're still occupying that area, and Thrain has been sending soldiers ever since to fight them back. Supposedly, they're ramping that up and training more paladins to send out. I ask, I'm from Thrain originally, and he like pulls out a small little emblem of a silver flame that he wears around his neck.
Okay. I'm going to find our halfling friend and kind of discuss it with him and see what he thinks.
You're able to find Hogan right in front of the black box that he was able to push and just kind of leaning up against it. People moving around it to use the stairs.
Hogan, you could move that out of the way. I mean, you already moved it.
I sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll move out of the way.
You're able to just scoot it out of the entryway of the stairs, and you see a long line of people just immediately like come out from below deck.
Thank you.
One of them goes passing by says, "No, thank you. We're stuck down there."
You sure were.
You also see a half orc moving up to who goes up to like where the captain's quarters is. Go ahead and continue, please.
I'm just going to relay to him about the undead and how they're cranking out paladins to fight them off.
Paladin. Well, always wanted to meet one, but been on the other side of that road. Heard they can be dangerous. I'll have to be careful. Just assuming we're going to kick their ass at some point. That's sort of what I've been trained to do. New information, new people are just people to be aware of that I might have to beat them up.
Actually, Hogan, go ahead and make a either a history check or a religion check. Your choice.
I have to imagine they're the same. Give me a second. History or religion?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. It's either way, it's an 8. It's called history.
History, okay.
The man upstairs.
You are
the men or women or whatever the gods take the form of in D&D 5e upstairs.
North of the Talenta Plains, where a lot of your halfling ancestry are from, is the country of Karnath. Karnath is known to produce undying, but they're not considered to be your standard zombie or skeleton. They're people who are forged for battle after they have died, and they are a respected fighting force in their undeath. But with an 8, that's all you get.
Well, that's interesting then. I mean, I relay that a little bit like halflings come from up there in a way. My halflings do, so I kind of know they're the undead kind of coming back thing. It was a story I heard many years ago. I'm not on top of this stuff, to be honest with you.
Mr. Eros.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for telling me. I appreciate this.
Anytime, my short friend.
Eros. Eventually, Kirmos comes down and he says, "So, I've heard you've been instrumental in fixing the issue for us."
Yes, sir. I see. We seem to have found the issue, both of us working together on it, and it seems to be an easy fix. I just wanted to give you a heads up because Elemental will be speaking to you shortly. It seems that the communication glyph has been not destroyed, but it seems to be damaged, and that's causing your issues.
Oh, go ahead.
And I go over to Shump and be like, "Here's what I tell you what to do. Just go do it." And I'll do well, I won't use it yet. So I'll basically kind of just like show him briefly what to do, like with little symbols of a finger, and be like, "Just make this symbol."
He goes ahead and he inscribes the symbol, and all of a sudden it glows a vibrant orange red, and the binding on Kirmos's hand kind of lights up. He says, "Well, I can, I can definitely hear it now. Would you mind excusing me for a moment? Please go elsewhere."
Shump, I'll stay. I'd like to stay with the captain on this one. It's very. I've seen this happen. I've been through it, and it's very jarring. So I, if I can, sir, I'd like to stick with you to help you kind of mentally process a roaring flame inside your head.
Shump kind of looks over. Make a persuasion check.
It is a 17.
Shump kind of looks over at the captain. The captain kind of nods. He seems quiet for a long time, just either thoughtlessly communicating with the being inside. And eventually he comes out of this state and he says, "My elemental has PTSD.
What did you do?"
I saved a woman's life. She had a wyvern had struck her down, and we needed to get her to a healer as quick as possible. And the only way to do that was to go through the Mournland. Apparently, the elemental did not care for that."
So I would say you need to really sit with the elemental for it to trust you. At the moment, it does not, and your ship will very much take more damage, especially now that the glyph is fixed. The elemental does have more control through the magic.
I thank you for your counsel. I will make sure that we get to the bottom of this. I appreciate your help as well. Consider the next ride on us.
Perfect. Before I go, Captain, allow me to try. I'm going to try to just, I don't know if this is even something that can be done, but I'm going to try to like calm the elemental somehow with some sort of magic.
How would you like to do that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I
would say I was thinking of using Firebolt in a way to kind of use it in a way to be like, I understand your magic. I can't speak to it directly, but maybe showing that I also control the same thing maybe can give some sort of magic persuasion. I don't know if that's a doable thing.
You know what? Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Cool.
I was going to say persuasion, but the way that you're going about this is going to be different.
A 3.
Okay. You cast Firebolt inside of a closed area, and it does go off. The elementals, thankfully, does not seem to react to it in any positive or negative way. The captain, however, says, "That could have used a little bit more warning, don't you think?"
It works some of the time. It worked once before. I thought I'd try it again. Sorry, just new ship.
Thank you for your help, sir. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.
I'll get on to fixing it.
It is not a long time until you guys are. Shump actually comes to the 4 of you and collects you and says, "So, looks like we're going to be over Thurimbar pretty quickly here. If y'all are ready to be heading out, we'll slow down for you to be able to make your descent."
All right, I'm good to go.
Okay. All 4 of you, they actually get out a plank, and they go ahead and narrow it down. They're like, "So this has a different use typically, but you guys should be all wearing your belts at this point. So if you take a jump, you should land softly on your feet."
Do you know if on this area, if there's anywhere we should try to aim for? I don't necessarily think I have a good understanding of the geography.
Look down, and as you do, you see a small a small city, probably the size of an eraser from your perspective. He's like, aim for that dark spot.
Cool.
Plummeting to our deaths.
Who wants to jump first?
Yeah, I'll.
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Roderick and Castor, you both get. Do you want to use the plank, or you just want to go over the side, scuba style?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna like sit on the side of the ledge and then just sit backwards off of it. Just
I'm gonna get a running start off the plank and do a backflip.
Roll for acrobatics.
11 again.
Okay, you run up onto this plank, take a nice good jump, backflip, and you don't finish the arc because as soon as you have your stomach facing towards the ground, you begin to start descending very quickly. Castor, you go ahead and get on the side, and you're just like, meh. And as you go, you begin to like go beak first, and your feathers are all blown back by the sheer amount of wind that's passing you by. Roderick, from your perspective,
very happy.
you can see a small stream of black feathers coming off of the Kenku, like just in bits and pieces, just like leaving a trail, like a sky trail. Who's I never see his mouth move, so I'm always like, what is that?
I look over to the captain. Oh, Captain, you know me so well. So I go over to the gangplank and I run off and just do like a swan dive.
You fall down, like the air rushing through your hair, like just being blown completely back as the ground slowly gets closer.
I'm going to hold my hat and my coat close to me in case so I don't lose them.
You grip them pretty tightly because the wind is blowing hard up here. Mr. Hogan.
Oh, I'm just terrified walking up.
I understand.
Is the captain there within proximity to oversee this?
Yes, he is. He's like,
Captain?
Yeah.
I really hope this belt works.
So do I.
Oh, I bet you do. The only thing that's going to be worse to me hitting the ground, falling to my death, is what they're going to do to you. So
he looks close.
Really
he's
cares.
Like, he meets you at your eye level. He says, I was like you. I also would be very afraid if those belts didn't work because it is quite a plummet. But I've learned that the best way to do these things is to just do it without any thinking about it. And he picks you up and puts you over the ledge.
You mother.
As you guys start descending closer and closer to the town, it begins to rapidly start getting larger and larger. At a certain point, Castor's belt, Roderick's belt, and Hogan's belt all turn on, and you guys begin to slowly descend. Eros, it goes for a little while. You begin to see like all of your friends are like the two that jumped ahead of you begin to like go up without you, and you begin continuing to descend towards the town.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Featherfall on myself.
You do so, and you too finally land in Thurimbar of Zalarco.
Can I do an Arcana check on my belt?
Yeah, go for it.
13.
Looking at it, it's not a hard thing to find out. Looking inside, it looks like the final enchantment is in place, but the problem here being that nobody expended the spell slot to finally finish the infusion.
Okay.
You all take, yes, Mr. Roderick.
Can I do a performance check to do the superhero landing?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Very slowly.
Very slowly.
Yeah, a very slow superhero landing of 12.
12. I will give it to you. You're able to gracefully land down. One person claps.
No one knows who it was.
Immediately looking around this town, this place has lots of dark buildings, a completely gnomish population. You do see a fair share of dwarves and halflings as well, but you are the tallest people in town mostly, with the exception of exactly one of you. You do see people like pulling carts drawn by horses and cockatrice and other such animals. One stops by and says, Being that you need a lift, sir.
Certainly. Where do you want me to live?
Maybe him, and then I point at our halfling.
I mean, to be clear, my services are for sale if you're looking to go to and from an area.
Oh, I already have a gym membership. Thank you.
It's not what I mean. I transit people with this carriage. Did you need a ride somewhere?
Quite clever.
I'm going to show him our pendant and go, do we get a discount?
You're adventurers. Sure. I'll go ahead and say it'll be 2 copper for you.
I could do 2 copper for resting my feet.
Yeah,
we fell to our death.
Yeah, per admittance.
As we go up, as I walk up to him, I'm gonna be like, here. At the same time, take a swig of this as I just give him 2 copper.
He's like,
share that with anybody. You have it. Share it with whoever you come to. Tell them that Eros gave it to you, and just tell them it's the Storm Brew. Just spread the word. That's all.
Is this your make, sir?
Very much so.
He's like,
just
well, sure. Where are you guys heading to?
Remind us.
This is my bad. I realize we put the post on Instagram. I did not tell you the name of the person. You were looking for a Dimble Wild Wander.
Dimble Wild Wander. What is your name, good sir? Travel man.
Oh, me?
Travel man.
They call me many names. The transporter, the concierge, the transit man. But mostly people just call me, and I'm going to go ahead and just roll a random name on gnomes.
Travel man.
Gerbo.
Gerbo the travel man.
That's me.
We're looking for, remind me of the name, sorry.
Dimble
Wild Wonder.
Yes.
I put my hands to the Kenku. What he said.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and get you there. I know where the tunist is. He kind of pulls on the reins of the carriage, and the carriage takes you to a small, modest dwelling, probably with a fence around 10 feet of the home itself. It looks to be maybe 30 feet by 45, 2-story establishment, red and tan brick. He says, this is the Wild Wander residence. Was it on purpose or accident, Adam? I'll never know.
Is there a pig in this group?
All right. Fuck you. Well, this is your stop. You're welcome to leave my carriage now.
Oh, get off.
Yeah, I get off.
You do so, and walk. You do you guys want to approach the door?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just look around, make sure nothing's out of place.
Make a perception check. Yes, Mr. Roderick.
My bird eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
may
a
as well.
perception check too.
14.
Okay.
Oh, that one.
Roderick, you walk right on ahead with nothing out of the ordinary, just in time for Castor to recognize that there seems to be some kind of shimmering effect on the fence outside. And as Roderick passes past the threshold of this fence up to the door,
Put my hand out. Castor!
What is it, boy?
What is it? What is it? What is it? Timmy's
I
trapped in the well.
slowly pull out a dagger and start pointing it at arrows.
I'm gonna change into the Kenku face. You wouldn't stab your own kind, would you?
Stab your own kind, would you?
I'm gonna change the face back and just squint at him. Feel like, fine. I'll do an Arcana check. Bird.
I'm just pointing at the fence with a dagger right now.
Okay.
21.
The alarm spell has been cast on this. It's not going to stop you from entering, but it'll definitely let whoever is inside know that you're coming.
Okay. With that, would any of us, or I guess with that kind of check as well, would I know how to dispel it?
Yeah, with dispel magic.
That's fair. Okay. I turn over to everybody.
I walk closer to it, like I'm gonna touch it. Should I touch it?
Nope. This is what's called alarm, and it doesn't seem like it's going to sound or be loud, but it will definitely let somebody know we're walking in here. And I look down to Hogan. You seem to be the smallest one. I think we can try to figure out and sneak you in somehow.
Yeah, maybe there's a spot where the spell doesn't work. I don't really use magic. I'm good at crawling into small places and lifting things that exist. So let's look around. Let's see what we can find.
Let's find you an existing small hole
that I can lift.
And right up to the thing, just like ready to go inside if they say anything else.
We passed the existing small hole back there. It was a whorehouse. We passed it already.
Oh, let's also go there. Sure.
I mean, I wasn't going to try to go there yet, but
it's canon. It exists.
Above the table, remind me, with this, is this person, remind me again, is this person expecting us or expecting anything? Or are we just here to...
He's expecting guild members to come. He's paid your fee to go onto that ship.
Ah, okay. Then look over to everybody. He's expecting us already, so I think if we have the brooches out,
start walking forward.
We should be okay.
Caster, you pass by it, and immediately, like you get about 3 steps, and then the mail slit in the front opens up, and you see a small like little hand crossbow. They're like, "All right, you're gonna stop right there, and you're gonna identify yourself."
I just hold up the brooch.
You see like a secondary hole like open up, and you see like a small eye like up through the people like. Oh, good. And the crossbow and the slits go away. You hear, and the door opens up finally, and you see a small gnomish man with wily gray hair that's kind of like, that looks like it's just kind of fuzzy and afro-ish. Answer the door. He's like, "I've been expecting you. Please, come on into my home. My name's Dimble Wild Wander. We have guests." You walk into this area. You move about 10 feet in through the hallway, and he says, "Please have a seat at the dining room table. Do you guys need anything? Do you want some water? Would you care for any wine or
water?"
Jesus, got it.
I just imagine all of us sitting at these like chairs that are like we're in a kindergarten classroom, but we're adults.
Yes, they are definitely they are gnome sized. All the doors are standard built to accompany both halfling and human sized doors. So doorknobs are placed on 2 parts of the door itself. You guys, the chairs are not scaled for you though. Dimple kind of walks away for a moment. He returns a second later, empty-handed, and takes a seat. He's like, "My wife's going to be bringing us something to drink. You guys got here fast." Yes.
Perch on the seat.
Perch on the seat. Dimple, you gave us water. Allow me to trade the favor. And again, I give him a small little like cup filled with the ale, just to drink.
He says, "Oh, it's what is this?"
Test it first. I'll taste it first, and I'll tell you after.
"Oh, it's ale." And he like finishes it completely. That was
Storm
good.
brew. Share it with your friends.
Absolutely. I'll take
Is
some
this
more
your
if you're
fucking
offering.
side gig?
Where the hell do you
On the
keep getting
weekend
those?
fun, like
As they're asking this, I'm opening my jacket, and there's like a load of flasks on the inside. Do you want one? Share with your friends. I hand it over to Hogan. Do you want one?
yes,
Nice. Roderick.
but not because it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours now, good friend.
I've never seen you brew anything, so I'm slightly suspicious on where you keep replenishing your supply. I mean, I'll pass for now, but thanks.
All right,
Thanks.
all right.
This is brew.
There is a small like I flap my coat back a little bit in there and just flash like the brewing tools that I hang on my waist.
And a little tube going down to the front of his pan.
There's a pocket in there. It works. It's not what you think it is.
Dimple's just quietly waiting. You do see a gnomish woman with bright red hair come in with like a plate of like waters that she like a plate containing a pitcher and several glasses that she kind of places on there and allows you guys to serve yourself. You also see two kids like running down the stairs, and the woman kind of goes over and like tells them to like go back up. He kind of like looks, he's like, so with you clifftop people, you have an agreement that you don't openly speak about other people's business. Is that the basic understanding?
Depends who's asking.
Well, the reason I ask is I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can't tell. The reason I hired you is because someone's out to kill me. Yeah, I'm worried for my family and obviously myself, and I was hoping that you could stop the perpetrator should he come here.
Who and why?
That's a complicated story. Let me start from the beginning. My profession is tuning magical instruments. Instruments that have been arcanically enchanted to be louder or produce a certain sound require a little bit more help when they become untuned. So I that's what I do. I'm a tunist. I'm a magical tunist. It pays bills well enough for us to be able to put food on the table for my daughter's Bipnotten and Salamop. My son Sapley helps me out every once in a while, and he's taken an apprenticeship with a local tinkerer. Zill's very hard place to find work if you're not a part of one of the mainer houses, and for that reason, I'm kind of on my own unless I make a name for myself. So I took a season off and invested some little bit of savings into making what I refer to as the Wild Wander Auto Tuner. And it would essentially be able to do my job, but for more colloquial and serviceable needs. You know, if you couldn't pay a tunist to come out and assist with whatever's happening with your instrument, the device should be able to do it for certain models of instrument. It was a good idea, I thought. And that's when things went bad. Yeah. I spent a lot of money trying to get it off the ground, and I solicited to many of the bigger houses in Zalargo, but I couldn't make any progress on it. Nobody was interested in my device, or said that it broke down too often. So we were out of money, and my wife she said that I should keep to my dream, and Appalab is great like that, always hopeful. So I continued to try and sell for another season, but then bills started piling up and things got more expensive. So I began to worry about my family's financial future and if they would take our house or what would happen to my family. So I got low. I'm not proud of this. But I had a friend, or not a friend, an acquaintance. His name is Anverth Rafferton. I reached out to him, and we had an idea. I took a very large life insurance policy on myself, and Anverth said that he could coordinate a member who used to be in the trust but isn't any longer, a paid assassin, to make it look like it was a burglary that had gone wrong and that I would die, but my family would be taken care of. And that was that. He arranged his end and I arranged mine, and all that there was left to do was wait the 3 days I was told it would happen. And then there was a miracle. I got a missive from one of the larger houses in Zalargo saying that they were interested in my prototype and they wanted to make talks and said that they would hire me on staff to produce this for them and put it under their trademark, and that my family's troubles would be pretty much over by the lump sum that I would be making with just agreeing to the arrangement. And so I took it, but obviously I have a different problem now, because when I went to tell Anverth to take the hit off, I couldn't find him. And word is that he's been missing for some time, which isn't that kind of neighborhood means that he's probably dead. So I have someone who I've been told is able to kill me without even using a weapon, coming for me to kill me at my house, and I don't know what to do.
I have several ideas.
Well, I'm interested to hear.
I'm going to say these out loud. Let's see. Well, we could shave your head, make a wig out of it, and throw the wig on our halfling friend, and he could take your place. And when they try to come and kill you, we kill him. Or we could find the person you set up the hit upon yourself with, and try and get this all rectified without any bloodshed. And then lastly, I will give you 5 gold for that hand crossbow that you threatened us with.
He's like, if you're more useful with it than I am, then you're welcome to it. You don't have to anything. You can just have it.
Well, thank you. And I put it in my pocket.
I would ask you to see if you can reach out to Anverth and see if you can find him, but I'm just about at the end of my time here, and I believe that the assassin could arrive at any moment, hence the hostile greeting that you experienced. There's been an alarm bell that is being put through the gate, so we know if anyone unauthorized comes in, but beyond that, we only have locks, and I've been assured that this person is very keen at getting by many security measures, many of which were placed in there to have the appearance that we did everything we could to prevent the loss of my life. Arrows.
You mentioned, Dimble, that this man can attack you without being there?
Without using a weapon. I've been told that he's an ex-member of the Trust, which presents the second problem. I can't go to the Trust because what I've done is a technical life insurance fraud.
Yes, I figured that much. Do you know... So do you know this member?
Oh no. I'm not connected with that life at all. Anverth made the arrangements, and I the less I knew, the better. No man wants to know how their end is going to come.
When was the last time you heard of Anvi? Where was the good old Anvi? Where was he?
Mr. Rafferton usually habitates in an area called the Lazuli Lamppost on the corner of 6th and Wildweed. You could find the establishment. It's a local, certain types are known to habitate it. But from what I asked around, it appeared that Anverth himself had gone missing. And when I got that response, it was gone missing. And I didn't know what that wink meant. I didn't know if he skipped town or if he's dead or if he just doesn't want to be found. I don't know. I don't speak to these types often, clearly. But I tried to reach out and find out if the assassin was still coming for me, but it was apparently something that Anverth himself set up himself. Mm-hmm. So
I'll ask this question a second time. How closely connected are to your wig? I think the idea of our halfling friend playing you and us going to the Lemzuli lamppost might be a really good option.
I don't think he's wearing a wig. I think the idea was just
to shave my head. Yes.
I misheard. My apologies.
Yes.
Wow, I misheard by a lot.
It's strange because you're the closest one to me, so we're at the same sound level.
Oh no, I get it.
I lean down. Hogan, that is definitely a wig.
Caster, you had a hand up.
I just wanted to look towards the group and just say, ambush? And then you just hear the perfect sound of a knife being drawn and someone being stabbed by it.
Ow!
I mean, for what it's worth, if we want to match the appearance, I can think of someone I've seen match appearances far better. Just saying. I think I've seen that and hope I'm not out of game on this one.
But I really wanted to shave his head.
Oh, we can do that too. I don't care. I'm just saying if we're going to use an actual trap here to trap him into place, the old bait and switch. Let's go with the one that can do it all the way.
If I can live with that, I suppose.
Oh boy. And
Do-
so I start. Wait, I can because I can. I forget if I'm limited to like the how high and low I can go. I think
If-
there's no, it doesn't specify in on this.
Sir, if you want to look like Dimble, you can look like Dimble.
Okay.
Just make your knees up look like him, and then like crawl around on your knees.
I'm gonna. So I grab Dimble by the face and say, "Dimble, look into my eyes," and then I just transform my face slowly into his, and like transform my body, and slowly my body starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
It's like that.
Definitely a lot bigger, and then
It's like, like as it's happening.
And then I touch the hair. Oh, it is real. Oh. Oh man! Wow. Okay. Well,
You can
thanks,
adjust
Dimble.
your height and weight, but not so much that your size changes. So you look like a slightly taller version of Dimble, but you just about meet the medium requirement range.
Okay.
That's an impressive trick. You're a changeling. I've heard about you. Is it true that they say that all changelings don't have souls?
That depends on who you're asking.
You're gonna have. Right.
Me,
then.
maybe. You, not anymore.
What? I'm sorry.
The changeling. It's the changeling way. Can't change it. It's happened.
What?
Therefore,
Make a deception check.
is a where are we? 15.
No, that can't be right. I'm. That's not how that works, right? That's too soon. No, Right then. We have not discussed rates. I was told that Clifftop is expensive. I tried to front your bill to get here as soon as possible. What is your going rate for protection per day?
1,000.
I'm sorry. Surely you mean 1,000 copper.
The man said 1,000, and according to this body that I'm in, you feel rich.
Oh no, sir.
Didn't you just say you're gonna have a kind of a promise to promote your item or whatever the hell it is you're doing? You have some money on the way, don't you? This is just a business expense, my friend.
I do have connections to House Lyrander, my friend.
Criminal Underground.
Make a persuasion check. One of you choose who it's going to be.
Persuasion.
I'm at +5 for it.
Yeah.
This went from protection to extortion real quick.
This is business, baby. This is definitely not the worst thing I've done.
I look over to Hogan. Good idea, Taint.
It's
It's a 10.
He's like, I can part with 1,000 if you can guarantee your work, and that's 1,000 for your group. That's as much as I can expend to you.
Oh.
I'll
That's
take
cut.
your. Sorry, go ahead.
That's cut 254 ways, plus the cost of your travel.
I will simply need your finest cloth. I'm playing you, sir. I just need to play the part well.
Yes. Well, follow me. I'll show you what we have. You were able to dress yourself in the clothes of Dimble Wild Wander.
Okay. Cool. I can't believe this hair is real. Hogan, feel it.
Alrighty, what's the plan, boys?
I begin to wonder my life decisions as one halfling strokes the other halfling's hair.
No, halfly stroking a gnome.
That's what she said. I was thinking we go to Lazuli Lamppost and treat it as like business as usual. Just everyone's kind of hanging around, and some people can hang back, and we can kind of plan an ambush, and however we want to do it.
I make the sound of the dagger being stabbed into somebody, and them going ah.
The bird wants to stab somebody.
I'm good with an ambush. I mean, I can be sneaky.
Tonight it's gonna be an ambush. Let's do it.
All right. I guess I'm playing the ambushee. Who is a fellow ambushee with me?
Oof, that's the sound of not many people wanting to do that. That's a
Well,
loud
I'm
silence.
gonna hang back. I'm gonna hang back.
I'll be ambushed
I'll,
with you.
I'll raise my my feathers and just start perfectly imitating the Dimble. Just starting to sound scared and everything.
Oh, bird. The bird mimics. I can have a pet bird. You, Dimble, you now have a pet bird.
I
Well,
pull out
that's
the dagger again.
The pet bird with the dagger.
I inch it even closer to Eros's face.
Feel the hair. Feel the hair.
I smack him with the pommel.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
Doesn't like being called a pet.
So I guess that would mean that okay, you're not a pet bird, but the bird sticks with me. You can mimic Dimble. Bird will speak.
Dimble.
You can the bird will speak for Dimble. I will just sit next to him, whatever this in the Lazuli lamppost, and you guys, Hogan and Roderick, I assume you guys will ambush on the signal. I'll have I'll have a little tiny object and say, I'll imbue this with magic, and when it goes off with the static, that's when you know to come in. That's the sign.
Alrighty.
Okay, you guys heading down to the Lazuli lamppost?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It takes you a little bit, but between getting directions from both Dimble and a few other passerbys on the street, you're able to find the signature blue lamppost that glows with a bright orange and blue light that flickers intermittently to gather, just to kind of capture the eye. It looks to be like a little bit of a dive bar. As you're walking around, you see several cultural amphitheaters and many people having open discussions in daylight. You see a few different art galleries. This place is very much attuned to culture and the exposition of it. You have made your way into the Lazuli lamppost. It is a mostly gnomish establishment. A lot of these gnomes look, it's weird to see tiny criminals from the perspective that you're at, but a lot of these people carry weapons openly on them. Kind of eye you at the door. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to roll a perception check.
Go for it.
It is a... Oops, I almost read 6.
6. Gnomish people are in here. There's a bartender. There's games of cards going on. There's a dartboard in the back. A lot of people here look like they have their faces covered, or there are what look to be covers of different things in certain bolt holes kind of around. This is not the only entrance.
How do gnomes, so small people, see? It's so different.
Can I do perception to see if I see any thieves' camps anywhere?
You know what? Go for it.
Uh, 9.
9. Looking about, you are able to see that there is an indication that portions of the Boromar clan are here. But you don't know where.
I will relay that to whoever but I will relay that the clan is in the area and active.
You said the Balmar clan?
Or B-O-R? Fuck. Hang on.
B-O-R, fuck.
B-O-R, fuck.
I hate each of you with a different, unique kind of pain.
Word.
B-O-R, fuck.
I gotta go change my gamer tag. That's too good now. $8 well spent. I'll take a second as well.
Oh, hang on. I said Boromar clan. I apologize. It is the Gremlins. Gremlins. That's gnomish. Boromar is halfling. I got confused there. The Gremlins basically have an operation here in Zalargo, which is strange to you, Roderick, because you know that certain gangs are kind of more exclusive to Sharn. The fact that gremlins are here means that their reach is a little bit further than you thought, even if it's just the next country over.
Are they not allowed to eat after midnight?
Or be hit with water? I will just relay that to them that they're usually not this far away from their normal territory.
Roderick, any do you know any more information about these guys? What type of weapons they might use, how they work?
You said they're gnomes, right, Brad?
They are all gnomish, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all gnomish. I guess you want me to do like a history check to know what kind of weapons they prefer?
Absolutely, go for it.
Oh, one.
Oh no!
Oh hell! Now I got to find
it. You do not know, sadly.
All right. Well,
what kind of weapons do you use, man?
Hopefully, they're not the killing gnome kind.
What would you guys like to do here?
I mean, I'm gonna walk in and come in and go to the bar.
You go up to the bar and you see kind of an older lady gnome kind of polishing off a glass. She's like, "Something I can get for you, hon?"
Your finest ale.
Don't tell me you're trying to sell to her too. Although this would actually be the most appropriate time.
Right. I was going to say the next thing after that is who's your supplier by chance? I happen to have a good friend who makes the finest of ales.
She like skims off the top of the foam of an ale tanker that she puts towards you. She's like, "That'll be 2 copper, and we work exclusively through some lands in Breland. I don't know exactly who. I just serve the drinks. I don't buy from them."
Who does buy from them?
The owner.
Are they here?
No.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to give you a flask of this fine ale that a friend of mine has made. And
slap his hand.
Let me do my business. Let me do my business.
I slap it again.
Oh, fine. I want to do a sleight of hand check to see if I can slide the flask at the
Absolutely.
lady.
Is this verse?
Do contesting sleight of hand checks.
It's a 5.
Okay.
That would be a 21.
Okay. It's because I have small hands.
As you're like trying to like, it's kind of like a ow.
Fine. I'd take the mug in my hands and just drink it with both hands.
It's like, have I seen you here before?
Yes, you have. I'm Dimble Wildwander.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. How are you doing, darling?
Good. Aren't you married?
I mean, married.
Slap his hand again.
Yes, I'm married.
Can I look around the room to see if anybody's paying attention to us at the moment?
Actually, yes. Go for it. Perception check.
That's a 7.
Excellent. Well, okay, that's a 2. You do. There is a yes, Roderick.
I would like to perception to see if I see anyone acting suspicious.
Go for it.
23.
There is a larger, kind of heavier set gnome in the back with a black hair, widow's peak that's kind of receding. In the back, just kind of playing a card game by themselves and taking very close interest in the 4 of you.
I'm going to nudge the Hogan, and I'm going to kind of subtly point over at the gnome in the corner.
You want to actually go beat him up?
Let's just keep an eye on him for now. He appears to be keeping a close eye on the bait.
All right. Well, I'll look at you, and then I'll have one eye kind of going and keeping half an eye out.
And sorry, did I see anything with my perception check?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
How far is? Oh, I guess I have to do. I'll do it per. Well, okay. You guys all see that, and then I don't. So I was just gonna say. I was about to ask how far he is, but never mind.
Is there any booths that are open that we could sit down at?
Yeah, there's actually one probably like a table away from the gentleman in question.
All right, I just nudge Arrows and point over to the table and start walking towards it.
Okay.
You guys go ahead and take a seat. Are the two of you joining Roderick and Hogan?
Are they at that table?
They.
No, I am trying not to look like I'm associated with either of you.
Okay. Hogan?
Yeah, I'll keep my distance as well.
Okay. The both of you kind of sit down. The gentleman who's a little bit heavier set, Roderick and Hogan, see like call over like a barmaid and like whisper into their ear. The two of you, Castor and Arrows, are approached by a young waitress who kind of walks over. She's like, "Hi, welcome to the Zuli lamppost. The gentleman at that table has gone ahead and provided you with a sampling of our mushroom wine, house special, free of charge. If you need anything else, my name is Stacy." And she kind of just wanders away.
Which gentleman?
The gentleman in the corner, Mr. Turen.
Okay. I am going to stare at the ale and take a whiff of it. I'll do an investigation check.
Go for it.
While he's in the middle of doing this, I'm going to just like slightly start speaking as Dimble, just randomly saying stuff he was saying earlier.
Sure.
Just so his voice could be heard.
Go ahead and make a deception check with advantage.
I'm going to do so I got an 18 for my investigation.
18. From what you can tell, it's not super great smelling, but it does not appear to be poisoned. Its base is fermented mushroom.
For my deception, it's 13 plus 4, so 17.
Okay. You are able to make these sounds and...
I want to slightly put the word Anvith Averton in there, because when he was describing that, I want to make sure that was heard.
The gentleman kind of like looks over with some kind of interest at that crooked eyebrow. He tries to see if he can gather the attention of you, Castor, and kind of just like waves you over.
I look at him. That's it. I look at Arrows. I look back at him. I just kind of click.
I look over to what did you say the name was?
Mr. Turen, and he kind of raises his glass as you take a look over, and he's like,
I raise a glass of my flask. Take a swig.
He continues to play his game with a very close, keen, and kind of weirded out eye on you guys.
I'm going to do a magical tinkering. I'll see, but I do want to do it stealthily.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay, stealth check is... Where are we? 19.
19, okay. Go ahead and make a tinker check. It's a d20 roll plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay. What would be the tinker check?
It would be whatever you roll plus whatever your modifier is.
Right, but there's
for
not
proficiency.
It's a 12.
12, okay. What are you working on?
All I wanted to do was kind of get like a coin, like a copper coin, and just make it smell bad, to just slide it over to Turen to kind of in hopes that it gets him like out of that position to get him moving.
You are able to magically imbue this coin to smell awful.
Okay.
Like wet bread.
And I want to
hot, sick ass.
I can do that.
And I want to just throw it through the direction to him.
Go ahead and make just a basic dex roll.
Cool. 19. Oh, basic. Sorry, 17.
Okay, you toss it and it kind of rolls along the floor, kind of bypassing and going around people's feet until it ends up over at Turen. And he's like, oh God. Oh, he like looks at his feet, like looking if he stepped in something, or like kind of looks around at people. he like gets out of the seat, takes his tankard with him, and kind of waddles on over to your table. He's like, Mr. Wild One, it's good to see you once again.
Teren, good to see you too.
Please, you and Anverth were friends. You can call me Mr. Sentek.
Can I call you Senti?
No.
Sentek, fine.
Now, do you mind if I sit with you? My table has been compromised.
You know the lamppost. It's the smell of the lamppost. It was smelling over here too.
Wasn't smelling
Just
like
in the background. In the background, you hear Roderick go, "Oh, it smells like Bigfoot's dick."
Someone's like, someone looks like they had they had diarrhea in a diaper.
How can I help you, Mr. Sentek?
Well, I'm curious as to why you're here. I thought things with you and Anverth were all squared away. It's a interesting place to spend a man's last hours.
Yeah. I wanted a simple last word with Anverth, just to clarify a few things.
Well, you've had your last word with him.
Could you elaborate on that?
He's well, you know how it is in this business. If you're not on time to some place, typically you're late.
You're late.
Look up the bird. So he was late. To what?
No, he's the late Anverth Rotherton.
Oh, right. He wasn't on time. I get it.
He's dead, sir.
Oh. Wow. Well, how did he die? How did it go?
Ironically, he was early to a meeting with a few other people, and the trust prematurely assassinated him for being in charge of a extortion crime. But rest assured, he told me that the hit had been placed out the moment that you came into the lamppost. So it's all taken care of. We'll have this all tied up.
Could you elaborate on that one too?
Oh yeah, we spoke to the guy, and he's going to be doing it probably tonight. He might even be trailing you right now.
You know, just for the sake of our friend, I don't want to be, the late Dimple. I want to be known as an early individual. Do you know what time, by chance?
I didn't get an exact. You understand, the Gremlins, we don't like to get into the other personal matters of side hustles. What Anverth did was his own thing. I'm not an expert in it. But if I were making a hit on someone, I'd have said that it probably happened when there's less people around, probably at dark. So.
Okay. Usually. Now, again, my wife hasn't let me come out and play for a very long time.
I saw you try to hit on the bartender. What the fuck was up with that? You
I slap his hand.
Yeah. You trying to get some strange before you leave this earth?
No. I pull out a flask. Have a drink. Try some.
I'm okay, thank you. I've got one right here.
I cheers to him. Well, I just wanted to have one good last hurrah before I go, considering it's tonight when everybody is gone, I assume. Do you want to stay?
You're asking me if I want to stay here in the lamppost?
Yeah, I mean, as buddies,
No.
Well.
I look over at him and I say the exact same, no.
Fine, I just didn't want to die alone.
Well, I suppose if you're dying in your house next to your wife, that's not alone. Or your kids.
Well, who said anything about dying in my home? I thought you said it was at the lamppost.
What? No. Wait, they're tracking you down. They're probably gonna. The plan was to make it look like a burglary. I thought, just to not arouse suspicion.
Oh,
Is that no
right.
longer the plan?
That's
Look,
kind of what I wanted to talk to Anverth about to change the plan. I came up with something more elaborate, a little dramatic flair, so to speak.
well, that's kind of too bad because the guy doesn't really do shows. He's just gonna come and tie a knot.
I see.
He's gonna debone the chicken, if you understand my meaning.
I look at him really like a hard glare.
Well, I mean, I should probably get back there then. I can't be late to my own death.
I imagine so. You wouldn't want that to be your son that dies instead.
True. Good thing he takes after his mother and doesn't look like me.
You okay here, Dimble?
When one knows they're gonna die, it's not the most exciting night.
And yet you're acting a little strange. Oh, I get the feeling that something's up.
I mean, I'm nervous. Of course something's up. I'm gonna die.
Make a deception check.
I think that means that he's technically decided you're dying tonight, man. I'm sorry.
Deception check is 8. Oh, sorry, 10.
It says, I'll tell you what, you don't need to fuss around with assassins or burglaries. If you want, and he pulls out a knife, he's like, we could take care of this right here in the back alley.
Are you the one doing it?
Oh no. The man we have had to come after you is a person of focus. They could kill a man with anything, including their bare hands. They're ex-trust. Trust are known for being very good at their jobs.
True. As a man of business, I pretty would like to work with the one that will kill me. I wouldn't want somebody else's blood on their hands.
I imitate the sound of a really old man yawning.
Listen, kid, you're already dead. You won't see him until it happens.
You won't see it till it happens.
I'm gonna go ahead and just throw down the static, put another copper coin, just put a static visual to put the sign on for Hogan and Roderick.
Okay. You guys have been notified.
Well, you ready?
Okay.
Well, that's as good as a yes. Let's go in.
You guys walk over. It's like, well, who is this now? You got some friends, some last comrades?
I didn't want to die alone, Turen. Nor do I feel like dying tonight.
Well, that's unfortunate. I got no way to message your guy. I don't even know who it is. But
I mean, that's fine. If you have no way to message anybody, then no one's gonna miss you. And then I start shifting my face away. I keep the body, but I shift my face.
what is this? Some kind of trick?
And then I'm gonna put my new hand crossbow into his back, and I'm gonna say, I don't like killing a man who's just shit himself, but I'm gonna make an exception for you.
Calmly, he takes it. He's like, kid, this isn't the first, second, or even third time
That you shit yourself?
that someone's tried to make a move
Jesus
on me.
Christ.
Perception check to see what color his pants are.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on a second. 4 plus -1, 3.
Okay. They are brown pants, but they were before.
That's why you wore your brown pants.
To see if he's even remotely phased by what's going on.
He does not seem it. He seems calm and collected. But go ahead and make an insight check.
That's a natural 20.
Okay. You also definitely see him tapping something with different fingers in a weird sequence on his on the table.
Can I grab his hand?
Sure. You grab him, and then immediately 8 other gnomes get up, and at all of a sudden you hear, and like you have several crossbows and pistols aimed at all of you. He's like, all right, this is none of my business. I don't know who you are, but you ain't Dimble. I didn't set this job up, and no one has to die here today. Get your man to take his crossbow off me, and I'll make sure you all leave here alive.
Well, you're going to escort us to the exit, and then I will take the crossbow off you. And then I'm going to kind of grab him by, like, you know how like a little kid, you grab him by the collar, and I'm using him as a shield as I'm going to kind of wave them behind me so we can all leave. And he's between me and all the guns.
Everyone be cool. Everyone be cool. You guys like slowly wade out towards the end of the lamppost. He's like, this wasn't the right move to make. You show your face in Thurimbar again, I'm going to make sure that we can make a nice little tie out of your tongue through a slit in your neck.
The next time you shit yourself, I'll be there.
I didn't shit I don't know why you keep saying I shit myself. I didn't shit myself.
Make the smell come out of his pants.
As he's saying, next time you show your face, I change my face to his. Next time you show your face, you mean? I'm going to keep this face while we go find the guy. It's going to be you, Turen. That's going to be the one in trouble. Not us.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll fly by real well. You guys get to the exit. He's like, you're going to let go? You're going to turn this into a real...
shitfest?
Not the word I would have used.
After my comrades have made it out the door, and I'm going to go, all right, you're free to go. Change your goddamn pants. And then I shove him in and I close the door.
I didn't shit up. You close the door. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna just say Dimble Wild Wonder and run.
Right. I'm gonna follow through.
I was gonna say
run back.
Double time back.
Yeah, you guys run as fast as you can back to Wild Wander's residence. Are you guys just entering into the house?
Yeah, I'm going straight through the front door.
Okay.
Did we? I forget. Did we see if there were other entrances?
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that. So in the downstairs, there is the main entrance. There is a back door, and then there are 4 windows with which to get in, and that's just on the first floor.
Okay. And we haven't seen the second floor yet.
No. Yeah, you have
nothing but doors. Opens right up.
Okay. I'll go in through the back door then.
Okay. You come in through the back door, and Dimble looks like he has like a kitchen knife. He's like, I'm ready to. Oh, well, welcome back, friends. I trust that everything is in order. Is everything resolved?
I shift back into normal, essentially ripping his clothes. Or no, it doesn't change clothing, but
I was married in that suit.
Well, yeah. I grab my clothing back to put back on. And I tell him there's supposed to be a burglary. No, not a
my
burger.
nose?
No. This is supposed to look like a burglary, as in they're coming here. Where is your family?
My wife is upstairs. No, she's in the kitchen. The twins are in their bedroom in the frontier. Sapley's gone on a trip to the capital. He won't be back for some time.
I'm gonna go with you. Let's go upstairs, grab them as quick as possible.
Yeah, do you have an attic?
I was gonna search the house as soon as I got in the door. I need to look around.
There are a few different rooms. You've been to the dining room. Across from that is the twins' bedroom. To the southwestern part of the house, you find another bedroom, but it looks like it's just not habitated. It belongs to who you can assume is Sapley. And there's a kitchenette in the northwest corner. Upstairs, there's a large tinkering surface with a walled-in area that looks to be the master bedroom. Dimble is able to get his daughters Bimpnotten and Salamop, as well as his wife. He's like, okay, we're all here. They're gnomes, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Miss Salamop.
I didn't come up with these names. Wait, I did do that.
But yeah, can I go ahead and just quick investigate through the house? I just want to see if I notice anything.
Sure, go for it.
I also want to do like a perception around the grounds and like
Yeah, it was
windows
only
and
a
doors
6.
and see if anything's been tampered.
Sure, go ahead. What'd you roll there, Kyle?
6 for me.
A 6. Looking around, you can go upstairs and see that there's a very large, wide window to the south of the second floor, as well as another one to the east that overlaps, that kind of like looks over at the rising sun, and there's another one in the master bedroom to the west. What'd you roll there, Mr. Adam?
Not natural 20.
Okay. From what you can tell on the outside of the grounds, there is a garden that looks to have food, and doesn't seem to be any accessibility to the second floor until you get around to the house and you see a stack of firewood that almost lead about 10 feet away from the main window. Now, to a layman, it would be kind of a climb to get up to that window, but for someone who is acrobatically not challenged, the opposite, one who's good at it, I can't. For a savant, for an adept, you would be able to get up there pretty easily.
Okay, but it doesn't look like nothing has been, no footsteps or nothing like footprints.
No, not from what you can tell. It looks like no one's been around this area except for the footprints that that Eros made going into the back door. Yes, Eros.
How wide, I guess like footage wise, it would be like if I were to try to, because I was thinking of using fairy fire.
Sure.
And that's a 10-foot radius, so I wanted to see how much of the house would that cover.
Oh, it's 35 by 45 feet for both upstairs and downstairs.
Okay. So
yes, Mr. Adam.
Adam's living big.
I'm going to knock over that wood pile just so it makes it a little bit more difficult. And if someone wanted to set it back up, it'd be noisy.
Okay, so you go ahead and you go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Like unarmed or?
Your choice. You can use a weapon if you want.
I guess I'll just. I guess I'll use a dagger. I don't know, whatever. 23 to hit with 4 damage.
With the pommel end of the dagger, you're able to dislodge one section of wood that causes it all to unfurl down on the grounds. Dimble from inside the house says, "What was that? Is he here?" He's like, "Where's my kitchen knife?"
I'll go back in as that's happened, and I will explain that I saw what looked like an easy way to get in. It was your wood pile. I knocked it all down, so that should limit his options.
It's good to have professionals working on this. Okay, we're all here. What should we do?
Can I? So far, no one's found anything in their investigations as far as anything that's out of place, or
Nope. Caster's investigation only yielded the windows. From the perception check that was made by Roderick, at least the grounds have been undisturbed, which makes sense. I mean, if anyone did enter without knowledge, that fence would be probably the one thing that would key you to them coming.
Okay. And I look at Dimple. Is there do you have a safe room, a room that's much more guarded in here? I would assume a man of your stature might have, or not stature, man of your wealth might have one.
I'm not a very wealthy man at all. I don't have a safe room. I have a master bedroom upstairs. I think that maybe the second floor would be the safest. It has the fewest access points, I believe.
Let's go there.
Mr. Adam.
I want to ask him if his alarm that he set up doesn't have a silent alarm feature. So maybe like when it goes off, that only we will know about it.
I have attuned it to myself. A small bell goes off when I hear anyone pass through the gate.
Is there any way you could not only you keep that, but transfer it to one of us maybe? So that way we know something's coming? Because it's great that you know, but we want to keep you safe and we want to know what's coming.
I don't know. I cast the spell alarm myself onto those gates and enchanted it myself. The infusion is linked to me. If one of you are able to cast alarm, then that would be a different story. If any of you have those capabilities, then possibly it can be rerouted. But if I drop it, then someone else would be able to cast the spell and work with defense. Otherwise, I'm the only person who's able to have the effects.
So is there any way one of us can stay with him and
I'll stay with him.
relay quickly? Can you relay quickly to someone else?
Scream very loudly.
Well, we kind of don't want to do that. I appreciate the audacity,
the audacity.
No, I meant to say tenacity, but we don't really want to spring a trap just
Ah.
yet. We want to get him to a point where we can, push his shit in. And yeah.
Yes. I can also be not loud. Don't worry.
But a man of many talents.
I can be many volumes.
Yes, Hogan, I'm known you to be silent but deadly.
And also loud, but deadly.
But both.
Okay, let's go upstairs. Let's go to the safest room you have that has the least access points. We'll have you hide there with Hogan and your family.
Okay. I'm gonna have the girls go into the. Well, I mean, nowhere seems to. We'll stay here. You guys go up to the second floor, where like basically the tinkerer's area is, where a lot of the work that Dimble does gets done. Is there any other way that you'd like to? I guess you guys are preparing for a siege or an intruder.
Mm-hmm.
Well, goes without saying probably, but I bring out my great axe. Just, all right. Okay, rock and roll.
Was that crack real?
I'd have been. I felt something.
I'm going to ask.
Make a lot of noise on mine.
I'm going to ask the artificer caster. I believe your name is. I'm terrible with names.
Eros. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Anyway, is there some way you can tinker together a trap real quick? Maybe something that would, I don't know, make noise or maybe ensnare him. Maybe.
At the moment, I kind of like show off kind of the pocket watch that I'm using, and it's kind of imbuing with magic. And I say, I'm a little shot for wear right now. My magic's a little low at the moment, so I'm limited to what I can do. There might be a schematic maybe I can make if we're in the tinker's room. I can see what I can whip out.
If he's got a tinkerer's room, we may as well use it with everything he's got.
Brad, is there anything here that I can look at and like try to come up with to make some sort of trap, make some sort of thing?
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do an investigation check.
Cool. I have a 18.
18. I will say with an 18, looking around, there's not a blueprint for like a bear trap in here, but there are strings that are used for instruments mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And there are enough sharp instruments about that you could probably forge yourself a small little bear trap. It looks like with the amount of time before dusk, you could probably build one with a tinkerer's check.
What if I wanted to do barbed wire?
Yeah, you can probably do some barbed wire. That'd probably be easy enough for you. You, based off of the tinkering check, I could say how much you have that is usable before the time runs out.
With the room that we're in, all I want to do is just like cover the exits, like kind of like how iron bars on windows, but just have the barbed wire instead.
Sure. Go ahead and make a tinkering check. This is what you're going to do for the remaining of your time. Cool. Yes, Mr. Adam.
I want to get to a point like on the second floor where I can look over the front yard and just kind of be stealthed inside the house. But like maybe the candle's blown out and I'm just looking out the window to make sure no one's going to come to the front.
There is a very wide 10-foot long window that on the second floor of the building that you could use to kind of see.
Okay. Do you want me to stealth so I'm like behind a curtain or something?
Yeah, go ahead and make that check for me.
Hide your shoes.
I only got a 9 for my stealth check.
Okay.
I got a natural 20, so 22 total.
Fuck you. You are able to place barbed wire on all the windows in the upstairs, one in the master bedroom, one on the east side of the place where you would find the closest to the firewood that Roderick previously knocked over. And the final one, you have enough to put it in front of that front window, but you also see Roderick, like hiding behind it, kind of looking out. If you encase this thing in barbed wire, it will be visible from the outside.
Okay. I'm just going to hand him the roll gently and say, Roderick, you're taking this window, so if you want to barb it off, that's on you.
Why don't we barb off Like maybe one of like the back door, so that way if he tries to come in and if he's stealthy enough, he'll catch that, and then we'll force his entrance in through some way else.
Okay. We will do that. I'll go do barb off the back door then. Use the last of it to barb off the back door.
Great. I'll go ahead and make those modifications on the battle cam map.
As far as the room that he's in, is there a room directly across from it?
The upstairs is totally a tinkerer's area, and then there's a master bedroom that is also up there.
If I wanted to hide in a room, my thought is to hide in another room to try to keep an eye from him, but just from another room.
Master bedroom would probably be your best bet.
Okay, so I will do that, and then just tell Dimble to be in a position where I can see him, like a direct line.
Gotcha. Caster, you've been notably silent, quiet this whole time. Where would you, what?
Oh, I'm literally just standing in like 10 feet away from the front door, just standing there.
Got it. Done deal.
I'm ready for them to come through the front door.
And as you guys make your preparations and begin to hold, we're going to take a brief 10-minute break. Go ahead and mute your cams and your audio. Leave it running though. We will return in just a moment. We will be back at 6:15. Go ahead and grab food, go to the bathroom, do everything you need to do, and we will be right back.
Perfect.
Not sure if any of this audio is going to go out to the stream, but this is Windy Lindy. I'm back and ready. I cracked my window open, and I hear the slightest song, and you have to kind of take layers of focusing to get in to figure out what is that song. I always music. All right, there's lyrics, which is 2 separate steps sometimes. I keep listening. Someone is blasting out their window, "Mama, I'm coming home." Hi, Ozzy. It just, for a second, I thought my fiance might have been playing it while she was taking a shower, but she doesn't fucking listen to Ozzy. And like, I'm listening now, and it's not the biggest neighborhood, but someone in there is just rocking out the fucking Ozzy here. And the only reason I recognize the song so immediately is because, admittedly, 2 days while working, I blasted that fucking song out. I wonder if I have a brother out there who's going, "Mike, your music choices are exceptional to me."
I speak to you, Taint. I speak to you.
From the beyond.
From the beyond.
Listen to Ozzy and one of his less heavy metalish songs, but still really good. I'm happy to say I got a few people. I'm not going to join the video until we're all ready, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Personal preference. Keep the mystery up.
What does Hogan really look like?
The fourth wall somewhere. That's all I'm saying. So now we'll just watch Adam. This is perfect. No,
in today's channel, Adam.
I got a few of my friends watching. This is pretty cool. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Jinko. And no one else knows who's watching this fucking message right now. What are they gonna do? Stop me from making shout outs? It's a free country, god damn it.
Yeah, no, I do shout outs all the time on the live show.
Adam. Yeah.
Hey, hi. Yeah.
Some of the first time we've ever met face to face. If this counts as meeting face to face. I mean, if the current honeymoon plans fall into place, we will be in California at some point this year, if it's possible. But
yeah, if they lift that travel ban.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
let's get married until the summer, so it would be a few months after that. But who the fuck knows? Maybe But eventually, we both want to get out there and just check it out. So we'll say hey.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know.
Flights are so goddamn cheap. Like, I'm tempted to just book one from like months and months out and going, worst case scenario, about $100.
Yeah.
In exchange for the chance of having a really cheap honeymoon. I mean, that's gambling, but we're not going to Vegas, so gotta take what I can get.
I just realized the stream is just stuck on Adam's cam because he didn't turn it off.
No, I turned it back on.
Oh,
we're watching Adam's life.
With commentary by Lumen.
You gotta set it to all.
Yes, a lovely view of my
furnace.
Fireplace. Yeah,
you can see your chair a little bit. A lot better than my chair.
Is this what's called product placement?
Yeah. Listen, I get $100 every time someone sees the chair. So.
Yo, get them views in.
My chair is a very snug, not computer chair. I don't even know what the hell to call this, but I'm comfy, so fuck it. God, what is that song now? God damn, like Mama, I'm Coming Home. I was able to pick up on this. Just God, who even knows?
Mama,
quiet.
I can't do the rest of that.
Mama, I'm coming home.
Can't do it. Copyright.
That was very.
Oh, there we go. Flagged.
All right, lads. So we are working on a video feed. What I'm going to go ahead and do is do this all sort of theater of mind for the time being. And part of how we'll we'll take care of the encounters is I can send you the basic blueprints of the area. Are you okay over there? Okay. I'll see if I can get that sent out to you so that you guys can all at least have an idea of where you're beginning at.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you want to do. I'll say you're a little far for that. You can get right up to do that. You can try to do that. Kind of go based off that.
Sure. I mean, if you want to show it, that's fine. I was kind of just gonna go off your description of how things are running.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't imagine a house being bigger than 30 feet. You know what I mean? Like this combat area.
35 by 45.
Rich ass gnome.
Rich ass gnome.
Says he's not wealthy. I felt rich in his body. I got +5 wealth.
He was rich with character. He's rich with character.
Brad, just to let you know, in what I'm doing in the other room, I didn't mention it before we left, but I wanted to get catapult ready, which is why I wanted to be in direct line sight.
Understood.
Well, I mean, I can move wherever you want, man. I don't care.
As long as I can see Dimble, that's
and
fine.
I are on the first floor, Adam, and then they're on the second floor.
Kyle, I cannot see you.
Yeah. I'm on the first floor.
6:15. It's 6:11.
All right.
You
go
do
back
not
to
see
darkness.
my face 4 minutes early.
Back to darkness with you. Return to shadow.
To the Shadow Realm.
I'm
Like,
watching.
I was just
I was
about to
watching
do
the
that.
front kind of yard. So
You got a pretty good view.
How's it look up there, Roderick? Is it beautiful from the view? Is it nice out there?
You see a man shitting in a
yeah, it's
paper
got
bag.
some.
Hey, it's Tyren!
It's not.
I mean, I
On the
was going to
shoulders,
comment on like
assholes.
the dead spots in his grass.
they're all trails leading to the guy shitting in the yard.
Here, take this to the front porch and light it on fire.
We'll get back to them. We'll tell them how we really feel.
It's gonna be so funny.
He like turns to that guy like as
I
they're
recognize
talking,
that smell.
it's like, I shit you not. He turns himself into a pickle.
I was gonna say that. Holy shit I've ever seen. Turns himself into a pickle. I hear that way too much online, and it still makes me fucking laugh. Whether I'm sober or not.
Just a heads up, Bradley. I will be changing into Tyren every now and then to get him in worse trouble.
Oh, okay.
Just to see what happens.
We'll see where we go from there. It's not going to be good for you.
Not going to be good for him either.
Um,
And he's fat. It makes it easier. He will always have his pants shit in.
That's all you gotta do. You're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna be around town with just
that musk.
walking around. It's like, is
that musk
with this?
do I smell shit? Is that old Centec shit Tyren I hear?
My name's Tyren and I shit my pants.
Just walking around downtown screaming that.
And I'm proud.
Listen.
I'm proud.
I don't know who it is, but I need to put a hit on 3 guys.
One of them looks like me.
One of them looks like me.
Himself, but it's not me.
I swear. I don't shit my pants.
Oh,
Go up to every place you know. First thing you tell them is that I don't shit my pants. And then ask them if they've seen me saying that I've shit my pants.
I don't know. Proof is in the pudding.
That encounter was not planned at all. I thought you guys were just going to hunker down and wait for the guy to come to you.
I was ready to fight him.
Yeah. Same.
I had it like,
I knew it wouldn't be a good idea to do it. I'm just like, I'll follow everyone else.
As soon as I saw that there was 5 guys on us, I'm like, all right, let's not do that.
Welcome to the behind the scenes with D&D tonight.
hi there, guys.
Hi, where we talk about characters that we will be later on and who shits their pants.
Oh,
Drugs we're all taking.
not wait. I'll throw back here. But back somebody mentioned something about like copyright over music and shit being taken down. Me and Karen were watching a fucking wedding that was supposed to take place like in person today that they ended up having to cancel, and they streamed it. and they were playing music in the background, and YouTube took it down live while they were like about to cut the cake.
Wow.
Oh no.
They had a backup for Facebook, but like, holy shit, that is fucking ruthless.
Yeah, man.
It's
Shit's
automatic
serious.
on YouTube side.
Yeah.
It just happens. If they see it, you're just gonna get taken down first, and you could talk to them later.
To be honest, lower kind of quality, like harder to hear background. Not like it was on the video. It was playing from like a stereo.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you having a wedding? Fuck you. Pay me.
Having a wedding? Anybody shit their pants?
I hope at my wedding someone has that much fun.
I hope someone at my wedding shits their pants.
Hopefully her side of the family.
It's like, we need to call in a specialist. Get Selenia. Alrighty. Well, my clock says 6:15.
Let's
So
go.
Mine says
My
8.
pizza's not here, but
what the
my
fuck?
pizza's here. I got to quick run and grab that. That's
Oh
it.
no!
Yeah,
it's
no.
24-inch
Go for it.
pizza.
I don't know when it's
We
coming.
might yet be able to get Battle Map
but I
up and
need
running.
my pizza. It just says it's on its way.
What does that mean, Kyle? I need the freshest updates you have.
Believe me, I want the GPS. I want to watch him come to my door.
That is a feature that is not necessary, but I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Can
see
you
when
go
they
outside
like,
and be
yeah,
like-
walk up the
As soon as
sidewalk.
Amazon did that, and it's like once it's within 10 orders of you, it lets you like watch them. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm stalking you from inside my own house.
It's for the calls from inside the house.
Bring
Nice.
me my 40-pound bag of Cheez-Its.
I thought you were gonna say my 40-ounce.
Yeah, my 40.
Give me that 40, yo. Throw
Alright.
it down, pizza man.
I want my Micheladas.
Shit's good.
Gonna give him.
We need to do a Michelada run.
All right, Chief, we ready? We ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Let me go ahead and start off by everyone taking initiative, just in case.
What do you mean,
Oh.
just in case?
We're playing that game, huh?
What? Who does that? Mine's a dirty 20.
16.
Yours is a who said dirty 20? Hold on.
Eros, dirty 20.
What's your dex?
14 with the +2 modifier.
Okay.
Look, I shit my pants, but I'm fast at it.
Alrighty. Who got the 19? I heard.
I got a 16.
9s and 6s, they look the same.
You take that back.
All right, 19 to 15. 14 to 10. Guys. 9 to 5.
6.
Oh no.
More like a can't coup. Ha ha ha.
Zing.
Noah, if you can hear me, block him.
God, are you out there? Noah.
And then I guess it'll be Castor. Castor, what did you roll?
A 3, a natural 1 +2.
Believe in the
Ow.
bird.
I've heard it is in fact the word.
All right. Well, it was a good run, guys.
I'm out.
Alrighty. So we will begin. Night falls. And as it falls, you are all staking out basic areas. Those of you who are watching, that dog kissed you full on the mouth, Adam.
He's a good boy.
Extra
If
bonus dog.
You were looking out the window. Go ahead and make a perception check. Castor, go ahead and make one as well.
With my bird eyes.
You all
24.
24?
24 for perception.
I don't know if am I by a window? I just know I'm across the way where I can see Dimple in a direct line.
You are by a window. You're in the master, well, in a direct line. Okay. Well, you can't be in the master bedroom then, but you can be just outside of it and you'd have a direct line. There is a window that has been hit with barbed wire, and there is Roderick's window that he's looking out of.
So could I look through?
Yeah, I'll ouch. Go for it.
Okay.
You rolled the 24, Roderick. Castor, what'd you get?
I rolled a 18.
18. Okay. Then next up it would be Eros. What did you roll with yours?
13.
13. Okay. So, I'm going to rearrange a couple things just real quick here. Give me just a moment. So,
Also, I forgot to say, for a visual for everybody, if I'm wearing this, I'm just wearing the cap. I'm just wearing the normal clothing that my character wears. I'll take it off if I have to change clothing.
Fancy.
Visual cues help.
Okay. There we go. Alrighty. So, Roderick, you see something very small, very fast move through the front yard, and you hear the sound of Dimple going like, someone is here. And it happens very, very quickly. It's just like someone moves to the side of the house. It looks like towards the western side, closer to where, closer to the eastern side of the house. Excuse me.
I will whisper contact heading towards the west side of the house.
To clarify, he's actually on the east. You're looking south, so he's going around.
Whatever. I warned them.
Got it. Alrighty.
Where is this? Where is he?
The eastern part of the house. Opposite side of the room from you.
Got it. Okay.
What side of the house is the entrance on?
The entrance is on the north and the south, but there is a window to the east.
Okay. I'm just gonna ready myself for an Eldritch Blast if anybody goes through the door.
Okay.
The front door.
You go ahead and you ready a spell in. Make another perception check for me, caster.
Stop.
That would be a 4, my good sir.
Okay. So as you're like readying this Eldritch Blast in your hand, you hear just coming up behind you, or like to the left of you, very quietly, and immediately you get attacked. He's going to go ahead, because he did this from stealth, do his first attack with advantage. Okay, that is going to be a 19 plus 5 to hit, 24.
Ooh, just barely hits.
The armor class of a god.
That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and I would like you to make a. Let's see. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That would be plus 2, 13, 14, 15.
15. So you manage to stay on your feet. As he comes up from to the side of you, he knuckles in towards your hip and causes you to move off balance. He goes ahead and he swings around for his second hit. This one without advantage. That is 14. Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
That will be 7 points of damage. Go ahead and make that same dexterity saving throw.
No, I'm dead.
Oh, what?
Whoa.
Yes. You're
down?
We're level 2.
Got it.
That's very much beyond my total hit points.
Okay. He comes in, and as he comes over and gets you right into the hip, and you go down and hit. He does a very quick kick up to your head, and it's the last thing you see before you knock out.
Castor was at the front door?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
We will now go into initiative. I'll say that you can go ahead and get off that Eldritch Blast that you wanted to fire as he was.
Yeah, I was
towards
readying it.
Go. So, and that was your trigger. I just wanted to make sure I got my hits in first.
Okay.
You will die no matter what.
That's a 16 to hit.
That just hits. What's the damage?
All right, that's a D10. I don't use this one ever. It's an 8, and I also have what do I have? Hold on, I got something for my level 2. I have a repelling blast, so when I hit him, he flies back 10 feet.
Okay. He flies back 10 feet. And what was the damage one more time?
It was 8 damage.
Well done. So even as you're about to take this hit, the blast goes off and fires against him, and he's pushed back. You guys all hear this crackling sound downstairs. We will now go into initiative. So Spire, the assassin, rolled in a natural 20. He will go ahead and use his action to grapple the body of the Kenku and drag it 5, 10, 15 feet up. You guys see at the foot of the stairs, the body of Castor is just thrown within the view line of all three of you.
Okay.
You do not see the assassin. Next up would be Eros.
Okay. So I don't see where this person is.
No, you do not.
Okay. I mean, I can't really do anything. I'm going to hold my position and keep the catapult ready. I'm just going to hold this basically copper coin, or sorry, one of the bullets that I just hold on to, and you just have my hand charged and ready.
Okay, so your trigger is if you see him, you want to cast catapult?
Correct.
Okay, done deal. Next up, we have Roderick. Roderick, you are 5, 10, 15 feet away from the stairs. Another 25. You're 25 feet away from the body of Castor.
Quick question above the table. If I wanted to, because I have Spare the Dying, how long do I have before that ability does not work anymore?
You want to check out? Oh gosh, I need Xanathar's. You've got to touch him.
I know. Yeah, I know I have to touch him. But is there a point where it's like, okay, no matter if I use it, it's done? I would assume I would assume after the rolls are done, like if he fails or maybe not. I don't know.
So Spare the Dying, LMNO. Where is it? Oh my gosh.
It says, I touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
It doesn't have like a time on it.
Right. I'm just wondering if there's at some point, just story-wise, that there would be no way to get you back.
It's so weird. I thought Spare the Dying's in PHB? I'm crazy, man.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
PHB page 277.
Thank you, sir. Specifically from what I'm reading here, Spare the Dying, you touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. It has to still be alive. So as long as he's making death saving throws, you can touch him and bring him back.
Got it. Okay.
But right now he's in the throes of currently dying, and he got dragged upstairs and thrown.
Oh, so he's kind of in front of me. Okay.
Yeah, you could go up and walk right over to him if you'd like.
Only if you see me.
I'm going to hold because I still don't know where this assassin is.
All right, Roderick, what's the plan?
Am I still in stealth from when I wanted to be?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to ready my hand crossbow, and the instant I see him, I will fire for a sneak attack. So,
Okay.
and then that's it.
All righty. Next up, we have Hogan. Hogan, what do you want
All right. So just to make sure I got this right, I'm also upstairs with Dimbold.
to do? Yeah, you are 5 feet away from the stairs. You're 15 feet away from Castor's body, I should say.
So I'm going to. So if you were to come up the stairs, would he inherently be like within reach for me to attack him?
From what you can tell, possibly. It looks like that's the only route up. The stairs go up at an angle, so there is like a small entry point, but the only way that the stairs lead are right into you, essentially.
Okay, so I mean, like if you were to come up, suddenly he's up the stairs, I can immediately make an attack if I stayed where I was.
If you want to ready your action, if he comes within range, I'll allow it.
All right, I will do that.
Done deal. Next up,
Yeah,
Castor,
fuck
make a
him
death saving throw.
Wait, he does it every time? Every other turn?
Every turn he has until he.
3 times.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
You are muted, sir.
It was an 11. Sorry.
That is a success.
Bam.
Next up, the monk's turn. He's going to go ahead and use his movement to acrobatics up the stairs so that that's 9 plus. Okay. The spy is able to run up the wall and jump so that he is adjacent to the stairwell. Now, to clarify what you had said, Hogan, is if he came up the stairs, if you see him, you can hit him. The thing is, he doesn't come up the stairs. He goes up the wall and jumps so that he's about 10 feet away from you.
That's bullshit.
It is predominantly bullshit. Let's see. That is, he's got to go 5 up and then 10 across. He's got 15 feet. That would, however, trigger both Roderick and Eros to do their attacks. So,
Cool.
Eros, let's go ahead and start with initiative order.
All right. I have. Where are we? You have to do a dex saving throw. Just tell me the number.
Alrighty. Oh, really? Okay. I was hoping for more. That's a 20, not natural.
You just see a beam of light just shoot straight through and make a cool sound.
The beam goes towards him, and he's able to very quickly move out of the way. It looks to be a gnome wrapped in black wraps, with a mask covering up to his nose. You just see two bright blue eyes. Roderick, hand crossbow.
Oh, that's not good. 12 to hit.
12 does not hit. Let's see here. Okay, he's got to get hit in order to use that. The arrow comes flying towards him, and because of his already movement away from it, it just flies overhead of him. He's going to use the rest of his movement to go up to Hogan, which will activate your ready action. Go ahead and roll to hit, Mr. Hogan.
Oh, if only I had raged instead. I skipped that part. Okay.
Hogan, get angry.
I can't rage into a fucking situation like this, right?
What's that?
I can't rage like now, right?
Negative, sir.
All right, regular attack.
Get angry next time.
Huh? That is a 23 to hit.
23 will
Nice.
hit. Damage.
Good, because otherwise we'd be fucked. Because that was 19. Damage is 7 damage.
7 damage. And now it's time to return that all to you.
What?
First attack is going to be 21.
Hit.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, is it meet or my AC is 21 in this instance. Does it have to meet it to hit?
How's it 21?
With my stats, it's giving. Hold on, let me double check this.
He's a halfling? Duh.
Well, I do have side.
Yeah, sure.
And I get to add my Constitution modifier. Oh shit! Hold on, misread. 19.
19 still? Wait, what's your strength and what's your constitution?
Constitution modifier is +3. Dexterity modifier is +3.
So that's 6.
6.
So it should be
give me a second.
16.
I'll figure out where this is coming from, buddy.
It's all good. It's all good.
So don't, because I'm not wearing any armor. That's why I'm able to add my.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's already saying 16. Maybe it's
10
already
plus your dex plus your con. So it should
We'll
be.
just say it's 16 until I can prove it's not 16. We'll say it's 16.
There you go. That will be first. Let's go ahead and give you 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Only I was.
And I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hold on. 7 points. And a dexterity saving throw. 12.
12. Okay. You are knocked prone by this guy. As you are prone, he's going to go ahead and he kind of moves across and swipes you against the head, bearing you into the ground. He then lifts up his leg for an axe kick. He's going to get advantage on this because you are prone and he is attacking with melee. That will be, holy shit, that is a 12 to hit, so that does not hit. The heel comes down and strikes into the wood, splintering it ever so, and then he just leans down to like hit you with the edge of his knee, going for another advantage-based attack. That will hit with a 23. And that will be 11 points of damage.
Christ, man.
How does he have 3 attacks?
He is a martial arts adept. He gets a multi-attack of 3 unarmed strikes or 3 dart attacks.
And
then
his base damage is more than 1d4. I already don't like this.
Yeah. You can also go ahead and, well, that's going to be it. That's his turn. Are you still alive, Hogan?
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, we have Eros. Eros, what do you want to do?
Where is he right now and who is he on?
Currently, he is beating the shit out of Hogan. He is 5, 10, 15 feet away from you.
How far is Castor from me?
An additional 10 feet. So 25, but he's currently in the way of the stairwell. So you have to go through the monk to get to Castor. Although, if you'd rather vault, you could get there within 20 feet of your movement. just jump over this banister and get to him.
Okay. So just to make sure there's no like opportunity to attack, it doesn't like.
You would not provoke an attack of opportunity moving in this way.
Okay. Let's do that because I want to do spare the dying on Caster.
Okay. I will move you to the downstairs platform where you can go ahead and cast Spare the Dying onto Caster. Caster, you can go ahead and refresh your death saving throws. You're now stabilized. He's not actually in the room.
He went to go get pizza.
All good.
Priorities.
So use your action to cast that, correct?
Yeah. How much movement do I have now? Because right now I have 30 movement.
Let me see. You have 15 feet of movement remaining.
Okay. Could I go back up or no?
Yeah, you're actually you're 10 feet away. Like if you want, you can use 10 feet to get within 5 feet of the guy, or you can stand on Caster who is unconscious and stand where he is. 10 feet away.
As long as I can still see him. If I can still see him where he's at, then I'm just going to stay where I'm at.
You'd have to be standing where Caster is.
Then I'll take over. Then I'll not stand over. I'll stand over Caster. Not on him.
Okay. You now have line of sight on the assassin.
Okay.
Bonus action movement?
None at the moment that I can find. I will just have my gun out for visuals fun.
Okay. Roderick, it is your go. Sneak attack is engaged because Hogan is within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to get to where I can get advantage, obviously.
Okay.
Then I will use my rapier. 23 to hit.
Hits, damage?
11 damage. Oh, wait, sneak attack because it's advantage.
Yes.
16 damage.
16 damage, okay.
I'm sorry, 15. I did the math wrong. I had one more than I should have, so it's 15.
Okay.
And then, for my bonus action, yeah, I will again use my hand crossbow because I'm a crossbow expert.
Nice.
Yeah, a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 13 damage.
Okay. He's going to go ahead and use his reaction to deflect missile. So you go over to him and you strike him across the back, and it causes him to turn away from Hogan. And as you aim your crossbow, you fire it, and he goes ahead and he catches it in his hand. It still strikes into him, but just the point of it, you said 11 points of damage?
I think. I don't know. I only have one set of dice right now, so yeah, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Okay. So he will take 8 points of damage, but he's able to just kind of block it out of the way, and kind of it injures his hand. But hey, damage is damage. Next up, we have Hogan. You have advantage on any attacks. Would you like to rage?
Yes, I would.
All right.
Mad,
I
Hogan.
just said that before, but I fucked up. All right.
Hey, you stop that. You stop that right now.
I'm able to attack with advantage, you said?
That's correct. Roll 2 d20s and take the higher of the two.
All right. I'm just going to roll a d20 twice because I only have one d20 on me.
Okay.
That is a 6 plus whatever, and the other one would be a 4. Wow. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and I think at the moment...
Plus your strength?
Plus my
Wait.
strength.
Your 3 plus in your
Oh, that's
proficiency buff.
included,
Oh, okay.
which is sad. I'm just double checking my stuff for Barbarian to make sure I'm not missing stuff. I read like 2 things after my last turn. I'm like, oh fuck, I could have done that. So, lesson strength-based melee attacks. So yeah, 12.
12 does not hit. So
Yeah, I
as the
didn't think
axe
it did.
comes swinging towards him, he puts up an elbow to deflect it and bounce the axe over his head, missing entirely from your halfling form. Your bonus action, do you want to move?
His bonus action was
I'm going to
rage.
keep the pressure up so that
That's right.
Robert can get another good hit in.
Cool. The next up is going to be Caster. He is stabilized, so you don't have to do anything, but no hit points have been reintroduced into you. Roll a d4 for me.
The mother hen
2.
provides.
2. Okay. You will wake up in 2 hours with 1 hit point.
Ooh.
That's how it works. Unless someone hits you with a healing spell, that's where you're at.
Okay.
Next up, we have the assassin. He does not like having 2 people on either side of him. He looks over at Dimble. Let's have him make a judgment call. Okay, he's going to go ahead and try to fight. Gosh, it's hard to pick here. Let's have him hit the guy who's doing damage. So he's going to move away from the barbarian, provoking an attack of opportunity. So go ahead and roll to hit Mr. Mike.
Roderick
Alrighty.
lost video.
And
You can do so with advantage because he's technically leaving from a place of it where you would have advantage.
17 and change, or 18 plus 6, 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. What's the damage?
That is going to be a sweet, I think it's pawn, plus 2 for damage on the, yep. That is 8 plus 4, so 12 damage.
12 damage. Holy shit. As he's running away, you, in your furious state, kind of swipe at him and strike him up his back with the great axe. As
Don't
he moves
you walk away from me.
He's going to move to go ahead and fight Roderick. Let's go ahead and do his first attack. That is 8. He goes to like hit at the knee of Roderick, who strongly keeps his stance. He goes ahead and he spins around to do another kick, which is going to be a 20 not natural. And that will go ahead and be 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Natural 1.
Okay, you are knocked prone, which means his last attack will be with advantage. That is a 19 to hit.
Does the Pope shit in the woods?
I'm going to go ahead and just give you 5 points of bludgeoning damage as the answer to that question.
Yes.
So he first hits your leg, and you keep your stance stable. He turns around and kicks it, actually knocking you to the floor, and then he comes down hard with his palm and strikes you right into a rib, which you hear break. That will be his turn. Next up, we have Eros.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him.
He's outside of your range vision, but you can go ahead, jump and move so that you are 10 feet away from him and fire.
Then I will do that.
Okay, vaulting over the stairs, over the stair wall, you go ahead and you move over into a position where you aim and take fire. Go for it.
All right, I have a 19.
19 will hit, and the damage.
All right. Where is this it? This is it. I have a 10 total.
10 for damage. Okay. You go ahead and you take out your pistol and fire. As the sound cracks through the night, you see his lightning fast reaction move to deflect the missile, which he does with...
Hold on with that one, because when it hits, that bullet disappears.
So he's using deflect missile. So I'm going to read this out. Being hit by a ranged weapon attack, he can deflect it entirely. If it reaches, if he reduces it to 0, which with a 12 he will, he would be able to catch it. But as he opens his hand, he looks and it's not even there.
Okay.
So you fire at him, and he moves around quick to catch it, and kind of looks, and he's like, bonus action of movement.
I'm just gonna change my face to run. You son of a bitch! That's what you get. Also, I shit my pants. Spread it.
All right, Roderick, it is your go.
I guess I will rise to my feet using half my movement.
Done deal.
Is there any way I can get an advantage on him? Is he near anybody or no?
He's at least 10 feet away from your closest ally.
Okay, that's fine. First one with rapier. Yeah, that's an 11.
11 will not hit. You kind of swipe at him, and he is able to like whack away from like the blunt end of it to like throw it off center that it misses him. Bonus action or movement.
I will use my bonus action to disengage
Done deal.
and move. I guess to put me in the doorway between him and his target.
Okay. You can go ahead and move, say, you can move 5 feet, and you'd still be within range of him because Eros, you'd be in the line of sight of Eros, and you'd be right next to Hogan. They're currently blocking Dimble.
Then I will take up position behind Hogan if I can.
Done deal.
And that's everything. So I'm done.
Okay, next up we have Hogan himself. Hogan, would you like to advance on the enemy?
Yes. I take it that an attack right now would not, under normal circumstances, have any kind of advantage.
No, it would not.
Well, that's why I'm going to make a reckless attack.
Oh,
In
fuck.
advantage.
Okay.
In exchange for them getting advantage and attack on me for one turn.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited.
Oh, right. Sounds like he already has advantage every time anyway. So let's see. Well, at least 18 plus something. Let's see if I can crit. No. That's going to be 24.
24 will hit, and the damage.
Five.
5 points of damage.
Oh,
Okay.
Then you D12, the one time I've ever used you.
You run over to him with the great axe swinging, and you strike down into him. And as he tries to like catch it with his hands, he does so at the detriment of cutting deeply into it. He's like, kind of just holding it there, throws it to the side. Bonus action or movement you want to take?
Just elaborate to me. I think I know what it is, but disengage. I already disengaged. What would that do?
You can only do it as an action. Adam gets to do it for free because he's a rogue.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else I can do then. I don't know.
Alrighty.
I look at him.
Okay. Next up is going to be the assassin. He's going to go ahead and deal with the problem at hand, which in this case is you, sir. So he gets advantage on all of these attacks. Let's go ahead and do the first one. Yeah, that's a 3 and a 19. 19 plus 5, 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. And
also something I forgot earlier is I do get advantage on dex saving throws on anything I can see.
okay, this you can definitely see this coming.
I wish I remembered earlier. Oh, shit, my mic. Sorry.
Oh no!
Oh, that's not good. No, that's better. That is 16.
16 succeeds. You will still take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Reduced.
I'm raging. I have resistance against bludgeoning damage.
Exactly right. Reduced down to 2 points of damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was just the first one. Let's do it again.
You kick his ass, Taint. You do it. I believe in you.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Go ahead. Have that whole line recorded. Who said that word? You can do it, Taint, in this lifetime.
I shit my pants, Taint.
He hits you with an unnatural 20. The damage is reduced down to 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Oof. Oofda.
Go ahead and make that dexterity saving throw for me again.
Oofda.
That's even better. 19.
Okay. he keeps on trying to like sweep the leg and get you to like fall, and his kicks are hitting like the lower leg, the upper thigh, and he's gonna go ahead and try to go for your knee to get you to fall one more time. Oh, 13. Does it hit?
Nope.
He tries to go right for your knee, but as you do, you kind of counter where he's going with the great axe, stopping him. And he's stuck there, kind of like you see like cuts from rapiers and bleeding from axe wounds. Eros, it is your go.
I'm gonna shoot him again.
Shoot him.
Shoot him down. Fuck. It's a 7.
7. That does not hit. The shot goes wild, and he's able to kind of just move away from it, seeing the glint of the rifle just above Hogan. Bonus action or movement.
I'm just gonna change my face back. I see it like I can. All I see is that he has blue eyes, right? That's
Yeah.
I don't see. We don't see. Okay, I'm just gonna change my face back to my normal, what looks like the half elf that I usually keep.
Okay.
Be like, you little shit.
Okay, Mr. Roderick, it's your turn then. You are 15 feet away, but you can easily maneuver to get into advantage territory.
That, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, you run around the side of the two smaller folk fighting. Get around the side with your rapier. Go ahead.
Natural 20.
All right. Well, this is going to be with sneak attack damage, so let's go ahead and see what we do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I rolled like garbage damage, but we'll.
That
Yeah. So 2, so 5 from the rapier and 8 from the sneak attack.
so that's 13 total.
I think so. I don't know. Probably. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. What are the details of his demise?
While he's perplexed that he can't sweep the legs of my barbarian friend, I just stick the rapier through like the back of his neck so it comes out the front.
So moving quickly around, you with your rapiers go right through his neck, and Hogan, you see the and like the surprised expression as it gets removed. He like falls down. He's like falls and begins to slowly bleed out.
Nice.
Dimble says, "Is he dead?"
I hope.
Yes, and then I roll him over and I rip his mask off to see if Thimble knew who it was.
He does so. He's like,
Sure.
I don't recognize this man. How about the bird fellow? Is he okay?
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna change my face to a Kenku. My son, come to me. This is your Mother Crow.
Caster,
Mother
I can
Crow's coming to you. Come to me. He listened to my voice. Caster, come to me, my son. Come back to me.
Caster, you wake up with 1 hit point and a massive headache.
I changed my face back to the half elf. Oh, good, you're alive. I give him a little kiss on the forehead.
Fucking shitballs.
The bird is alive.
I'm going to begin rummaging through our dead assassin's pockets. See if I
All
find
right.
anything useful.
I'm gonna walk up to the assassin and stab him in the head.
You just
Can I take a look at him to see if I recognize him?
looking. You do not recognize this gnome.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would like to just see his face so I can transform to him later at some point.
You're able to do so. The problem is that you did this after Caster put a dagger through him. So
I put it through the temple.
yeah. Okay.
I can see.
All
I
right.
can make up the rest.
Alrighty.
Pretty good.
On his
Cool.
person, you find 9 darts, which are D4 of damage and exclusively thrown. You also find a notice for. You basically find an illustration of Dimble Wildwander and notes to say kill, the address, and basically a sum of money for how much you would have been paid.
Oh, you should take his. Go get that pay, boy.
How much sum is that? What's the sum?
The sum says 500 gold.
Does it say who to give it to?
It does not.
Oh, so we just okay.
Dimble says,
are we gonna double dip? I mean,
Dimble comes over and he like takes out a small little casing. He's like, this should suffice for your payment. And you open up and you see that would be a large chest. I'm gonna go ahead and simplify this and say there's 100 platinum, which translates to 1,000 gold pieces. He says, thank you for preventing this from being the worst night of my life.
So we each have 25 platinum.
250 gold, yes, but 25 platinum.
I will say 25 platinum because it sounds cool. I'm a man of simple pleasures, dungeon master.
He just wants to brew.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
effectively the end of our adventure. How do you guys want to go back to Sharn, to the Clifftop Adventurers Guild?
Yeah, let's just head back and kind of, I guess, round off the mission by ending where we started.
Okay.
Back.
I will.
guy.
I totally forgot this the first time around, but I do speak Primordial, so I do want to talk to the Elemental to kind of calm it down and make sure it's like my goal is to make the ship run and get in really good graces with Kiramos.
Good luck trying to get back up to it.
It did stop at a different city, and you guys were only.
Oh,
there
that's
for a
true.
day.
That's true. All right.
You can use the roads and lightning rail to get back to Sharn pretty expeditiously. And as you arrive into Sharn, you do notice there are a couple more job postings for you. The first is local to the city. It seems to be basically it looks to be an investigation or aiding in an investigation for a private detective. The other one looks like it will take you to the religious city of Thrain. Both Roderick and Hogan will remember this as being the place that Thrain is currently has one of its cities overrun by undead, and they're cranking out paladins to throw at the situation. But it is up to you guys, and you've got at least a week to decide based off of who will be here. And we'll be releasing a couple more of those official bounty posters to give a little bit more substance. But this is the end of our first night of After Hours.
Woo! It's actually nighttime for me.
On the way back, do we get a long rest just to
Yes, absolutely. It would take multiple days for you to get by road and lightning rail back home. So
Sweet.
yes.
All right, cool.
You also have 250 gold or 25 platinum to spend on things that you wish. Nobody likes a shopping episode, and these are meant to be expeditious, short adventures. Sharn is a very magical, heavy area, and you guys are going up against extremely hard odds. I knocked Caster out in the very first move. I'm so sorry.
I brought him back.
Almost like that. The 18 damage in one turn kills people.
Yeah, that's on me.
I got 30.
We level up.
We're only level. Oh yeah, what are we now after that?
You are still currently second level.
Okay.
After one more job, you will be at third. So at our next episode, you guys can officially get to third.
Okay.
If you want to purchase anything, go ahead and message me directly. All of you, as I understand, are going to be participating in the next episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Corporate Streams, for putting us on the internet and funding our awesome expedition. And we will be seeing you next week.
Bye.
Say bye.